Yeah. All right. Let's just get into it. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully everyone's having a good time. Let me know if the audio and everything looks good to you. Audio and visuals. Is my mouth moving at the right time? All right. We'll do it live. Whew. How? Whoa. Wrong button. Who's pushing the buttons? How's my face? Is it at the same time, or is there a lag? Little latency, little input lag. Let me know. Where's the food? You're right. No latency. You can see. It looks all right to you. All right. So maybe it's just on my end. We didn't get any food. No, we got a sign-in sheet. Make sure you guys sign in today. Make sure you guys are signing in. It's very, very, very important. No pizza. Maybe we'll get some pizza. What do you guys want? What do you guys want? We got donuts. We want to get donuts? Maybe we could do that. Let me go ahead. Let me refresh. Yoink. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Much better for me. Look at the beard. I need to do a little housekeeping right here. It's a little crazy. So during yesterday's podcast, we were talking about, how you learn. So this is how you learn right here. The Fitz-Posner's model of motor learning, cognitive, associative, and autonomous stage. That's what it's all about. Okay, so sorry about that. I wanted to get the information out to you guys. But that's what it's called. Whew. All right, we got to get into it. We started a little bit early. It's 2:10. We're going to get into everything. We're going to start the crash AARs in about 5 minutes. Make sure you guys start hitting that like button. I was going to say, start your engine. It just doesn't make any sense. So make sure you guys, there's that sign-in sheet right over there. Click it, sign it, whatever it is you want to do. What's up, Gator? How you doing? Do a wheelie on 400K. Guys, by the way, we hit 350K subscribers today.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Chaos Riders, where we feature all the crazy
Chaos
when it comes to motorcycle riding.
Let me know if you need more audio ducking.
Tons of new crazy videos out.
How did that sound? A little more audio ducking. I want to get it right. 350K. A little ducking. Is there too much of the same? I'll do a little more power. Whew. Whole new system, don't worry. You don't hear Warren. Give it some juice. All right, let's see this. Hey, now there's going to be a little bit more audio ducking. Let me know if that sounds okay to you. Maybe. I don't know. You guys can hear stuff? Ooh, that looks interesting. Better? Okay. Ooh, this is gonna be a pretty good one. I am a pirate. I see you, Ville. Charlie Horsepower, how you doing? Go ahead and get back to the classroom. Recently been thinking about getting a Rebel 500. I have practice with dirt bikes. What are your thoughts on this? I think it's a great bike. Nikki started on Rebel 500. She definitely started on that. It's a good bike. You're gonna have a great time on that. Low seat height, mid controls. You can put your feet down. It's pretty good. Not too much power. Not too little. So today, you know what? Let's go to the lounge. Whew. Let's get that mic on. So today, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be talking about some motorcycle close calls and crashes. Ross, can you relax a little bit? Welcome to the crew. We're going to be starting a Chaos Riders crash compilation. That's where we're going to start. We're going to be talking about some motorcycle crashes. Looks like we got like a merging crash. We got a blowout. We got a low speed, low side type of crash. And then we're going to jump into a motorcycle training concepts lesson. We're going to be talking about the... What is it? We're going to talk about this for the rescue kit. We're going to be talking about the rescue kit. Yeah, we're going to be talking about the rescue kit in the guest instructor spot with Prep Medic, and then we're going to be going to the After the Ride podcast on the Discord server. We're going to be talking about motorcycle situational awareness without being paranoid. So it's very important. I got some tips for you. Make sure you guys join, but let's get back into the classroom. Mic sounds off? I swear. The heck was it? Mic is clipping? Well, it's okay because of this. Well, yeah, now it's fine because it's this one. Let's go back. Okay, how about now? How about now? You guys are saying it's clipping? It's not sounding too good? Who's chewing on the cables? What the heck? It says people are saying bad. Look what you guys did again. Look what you guys did. It's off. I didn't change anything. It's supposed to be worse than this one. You know what? I'm going to check it. You guys are terrible. Pause the music. I'm going to have to check it now. Let's go ahead and put it up on the screen. Hey, that sounds okay. It's not perfect. You guys want perfect. That's what it is. You guys want absolute perfect. Yeah, it's slightly overmodulated. All right, hit the recording again. Let's play some music. Ay. It's better now. Yes, I know. It's better now. Let's see. Let's see what we can do. Maybe turn down the gain. We live for the crisp sounds. I know. I know. I know. Well, it looks like we might not be going into the lounge. Boom. Can we get some beard ASMR? Did that work? Did that work? Dan, before we begin, medic kit, what is the NR1 thing to have? The number one thing to have. Number one thing to have is probably a bunch of 4x4s and gloves. No, the lounges, we just don't have any food today. You guys, we haven't got that many rookies. We haven't got that many new members. You guys, it's expensive. It's really expensive. You guys haven't been paying your dues. It's very expensive to feed well over 200 people, 300 people, 400 people every class when there's not enough members. So, just saying. I mean, we got some new members today. I know that. So thank you. Appreciate it. Same thing with the donation from Scarlett. Good morning, Crazy Chica 908. Let's go. I'm an easy rider before 2 months. Hey, let's go. All right, I think we're ready. You guys think we're ready to do something? Let's get into it.
Hi guys, welcome to Chaos Riders, where we feature all the craziness when it comes to motorcycle riding. If you're
we've seen that
make
one.
Sure to subscribe. We have tons of new crazy videos out every single week. Let's check it out.
Just kidding. All right, living life. Here we go. We're gonna be talking about this guy. What's gonna happen here? Nice phone camera. Got full gear. All right, we're doing good. Watch out, they're hitting the brakes. Let's not go too fast. It's a merging area. You can see the merge sign. We're gonna go ahead and rush through it, and then we're gonna fall down. Holy crap. Knocked out for a second. Okay, that's a traumatic brain injury. You knocked out, you got a brain injury. Holy crap. Out of nowhere. So this person's going to shoot out. I mean, what's the pattern here, everybody? We already understand the pattern. The pattern is going to be the car is stuck behind a bunch of other cars, and that lane is open. All right, let's take a quick look. You know, it's a Mustang. I was expecting the Mustang to actually hit this guy. Interesting phone mount. You guys already know who I like. Which by the way, they sent me an email saying that their vibration dampeners coming in. You know, rock form. You guys have your rock forms. The vibration dampeners coming in. It's gonna be launching. You know, can I say that? No. It's not out. I'm under ND. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna probably lose that contract. Anyways, we're gonna move on. So we got that green light. We're going through here, and there's that merging sign right there. Now, we're supposed to merge with the rest of the people, so it looks like we're trying to rush. We're not doing zipper merging. That's going to be the biggest problem. We're rushing into here, and we got this person doing this. And when I mean zipper merging, we are, but all these people aren't. That's what I meant. So this person's going to be merging into us because the long line is blocking basically their line of sight, and they want to be able to get into the front and actually go. So we should anticipate that. Big open lane for us, long line for them. People are going to want to move into us. It's going to be a merging problem. Sun in the eyes of the person looking in the mirror. You got the sun in front, you know, the shadow in front of us. We got some big issues here. So let's not rush too fast into something like this. Take it nice and easy. Make sure you guys go into orange stage. Orange stage is going to make sure you're prepped and ready, perceived the threat, and you're ready to act. We weren't really prepared for this one. We didn't even apply the brakes. We just got hit, and then we fell down. Thankfully, he's got full gear. He got knocked out for a quick second. That's still not good. We have issues with mechanism of injury. That's a no bueno situation. Let's just go ahead and move on to this one. Dakota Moto, here we go. Moving on to this. We're going through an intersection. Definitely going to be an orange stage maneuver. Okay, watch out for this merging problem here. There's going to be that merging problem because the car in front of that car was slowing down, saw an open lane, decided to jump in front of us. Did a very good job, Dakota Moto. Did a very good job. Let's go back a little bit. I know he's going to be pissed off at that person. You know, look, I'd be pissed off too, getting blocked like that. So anyways, here we go. We're going through an orange stage situation here. This is going to be an intersection. We're definitely an orange stage. We're prepped and ready for anything. But we're going to get closer and closer and closer. Now, here's the biggest problem. The biggest problem is that somebody took my pen and didn't put it back. Okay, thank you. So the biggest problem is that we're going to have this vehicle right here slowing down. Okay, they're slowing down. This big open lane is over here. That's where we're in. But the other problem is we're in the blind spot. We're in the blind spot. They can't see us. They're not paying attention. They're not situationally aware, which, by the way, we're going to be talking about that on our podcast after the ride, after we do these. But this person's slowing down. They're going to want to shoot over because this lane is moving. We're in this lane, so we're going to have this problem. Now, the cool thing is that he found his escape path. His escape path was off to the side and was able to actually hit that. By hit that, I mean actually take it. So here we go. We're going to get into that area. We're getting boxed in. He looks left, but then we need to find that escape path. The escape path is off to the right, and it's going to be the shoulder area right there. So he's going to go for it. He's going to go for it, but we're not slowing down because we're too concerned about the person behind us. But we still got to find it because we are making sure we plan our ride. We're positioning ourselves for safety. We located now a new hazard right here. We got to adapt to it by moving over. We moved over. We're good. We applied the brakes. Nothing bad's happened to us yet. We're kind of waiting for everything. And then, you know, that's the end of the day. We get back in line, and we don't deal with an idiot and don't do that. Okay, I'm not even going to talk about that. He's going to be putting himself in a dangerous situation. We don't do that as motorcycle riders. We're going to go ahead and move on with this one. We're going to move on with this one. Status red rides. All right, intersection. Hey, this is definitely an orange area, orange section area, orange stage, because you have all these sides of the vehicles right here. Good swerve. Good swerve.
Fucking give way, you fucking moron.
Status red.
Look, it's fucking give way.
I know.
Look, look, look.
Oh, I get it. There's a stop sign. Okay. There's a stop sign there. Let's see. What does this person have? All right. So something. It just says way out. I don't think they had a stop sign, but it looks like they had a solid white line to stop them. Anyways, so right here, what this is going to be an orange stage situation. Okay. We typically in yellow stage, we're making sure we're prepped and ready for everything. But you know, sometimes things happen to where we can't do it. We have to make sure we can switch from yellow stage, you know, where we're zoned in, to an orange stage maneuver. An orange stage is when we actually see the thing. That's gonna be that side of the vehicle that we saw coming up here. So we're gonna get over here. We need to make sure that we are looking for these sides of the vehicle, and there it is. There is that immediate dump of that front tire, or I'm sorry, the front end. You see how we're gonna go over this, and then he's gonna start applying some brakes. Well, maybe not. They hit a speed hump. That's what that was. Oh, I thought they were applying the brakes. Guess not. When you apply the brakes, the front end actually dives down. It looks like this person's not even paying attention. So what are we going to do here as motorcycle riders? We're going to go ahead and do a swerve. We're applying the brakes, and we're using the horn at the same time. So we got to pick one or the other. We got to either do emergency braking at this speed. It's not going to be that bad. You know, we are going to be in a red stage maneuver right here where we are in active emergency response. So he's applying the brakes and the swerve. It sounds like we haven't practiced one or the other. We just kind of do whatever our body says. We need to be practicing. Make sure you guys are practicing. Do a swerve or emergency brake. Don't try to do both at once. Sometimes it doesn't work out too well. Rider, yeah. It's, you should have been paying attention. Yeah, you should have stopped and everything. But, you know, if we see that side of the vehicle and they're not slowing down, we got to get out of the way. Here we go. Moving on to the next one. So we're going to be doing some stunting with a bunch of friends. We're going to be losing our phone because we're using a ram mount. You know, people get mad at I keep talking about rock form, but you know what? I don't care. So we're going to go ahead and keep doing this. We're having a great time until we hit gravity. You know, one of the laws of physics from Newton, you know, some apples. He fell down. So hopefully there's not going to be massive injuries, because if we have big injuries, we're going to have a big problem, because I don't think anybody here is willing to rescue another rider. And that's one of the things that you need to be doing as a smart rider, rescuing other riders just in case. We do have our rescue kits available on motorcycletrainingconcepts.com. Links in the description for that, by the way. But we're going to be talking about how to use that later on in this live stream. So stay tuned for that. Okay, that's going to be happening. What time is that going to be happening, Rainen? You know? About 3:30. Okay, about 3:30 p.m. Right now it's 2:26. So we're going to get through here, and he's going to start to lose control. I don't know too much about stunting outside of the fact that it's extremely dangerous. You need to be making sure you are managing your risk very well. So by wearing full gear, that's also part of being a smart rider. Requires and utilizes personal protective equipment. So that's going to hopefully mitigate as much injury to you as possible if you're the one doing this. But wearing some Adidas and just kind of some Thrasher gloves that have no impact protection, barely anything. I don't even think it has abrasion protection, right? No, I don't think so. It doesn't even have nothing. It's just mainly to keep your hands from sweating all over the handlebars. So make sure we are not doing this if we don't have the skill. Make sure we're not doing this if we didn't figure out the risk of doing it. But I don't know, if you're going to do it, make sure one of your buddies can rescue you. Okay? It's very, very, very important. Remain calm, ensure your own safety, stop major bleeds, quickly assess the severity. You guys know the whole deal. But we're going to hit the ground, hit the left side. Mechanism of injury is going to indicate that we have massive injuries to the left side. But thankfully, it is somewhat slow. So it's going to just be regular injuries, not massive. All right, let's move on to the next one. So Mr. Mundu, going a little bit fast. Maybe we're going to low side? What do you think? Maybe? Low side? Oh, no, no. Okay. Oh, no, no. Fishtail. Hey, we're going to keep trying, though. And there it is. There's the low side. He's got full gear. Looks like he's having a ton of fun with his buddies. Because I saw one guy. Let's see. Let's take a quick look. So there's one of them. He's got full gear. So does this rider right here. But you can see him. He's high vis. I don't know if this is a track or anything. It doesn't look like it. It just looks like a park. And it has a nice oval around it. So he's having a lot of fun with that. So it's one way to practice. You know, hopefully nobody's out and about doing their thing. And this is an area that you could be practicing if there is nobody there. That's part of risk management. We talked about this right here. Not very good risk management when you are riding around with a bunch of friends doing wheelies on the interstate where you can easily get hit by another vehicle. Here, though, you know, yeah, we're going, what, 28? Hopefully it's 28, not 128. Let's see. I hope. I don't know. I can't tell what it is. It looks like 123. I don't think it's 123. But he is hauling pretty fast. You know, I don't think that's 23 miles per hour. Yeah, that 28, 23 miles per hour looks pretty fast. So here's the thing. We're out in this area with low risk. We don't have anybody on the road right now. Hopefully nobody gets on the road. We also have a nice runoff right here. So he is doing his job on that. He is being a smart rider. He does have full gear. So making sure you guys are doing that too. We do have a link in the description for gear if you need that. But what's going to happen here is he's going to go really fast. You notice how the bike is leaning down really, really far. Really far. The body position isn't there yet. You know, when we have that body position, we're going to get into it. We're going to look where we want to go and get over the tank and then get up and switch over. You can't hear me, but you want to look where you want to go and actually keep the bike from leaning forward or on the sides too much. You want to keep the bike as upright as possible, and your body's going to be the one doing it. But we shouldn't be going this fast in this area, okay? We shouldn't be going this fast. You got a lot of residents. You got possible kids just, you know, walking on the street right here. But we got full gear. But what's going to happen right here is that we're going to lose traction on that rear tire. You see that fishtailing? Losing traction on the rear tire. That handlebars are straight, but then the butt is over here, you know, like a fish, the fishtail. Lost traction. And maybe he lost traction because he was slamming the brakes. He was going too fast. But now we're going to definitely lose it, and it's going to fishtail out. And then we're actually going to low side. A low side is no buenos. A low side is no buenos. You don't want to have a low side. Low sides, you know, they're a type of motorcycle crash. And, you know, it's where the tires go out and you fall down. You get a lot of road rash. It's better than a high side. High sides are pretty bad where you actually get ejected and hit. So if I was going to crash, I'd rather have a low side. But I would rather not crash in the first place. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and move on with this one. So right here, we got BBF Jack. What's going to happen here, everybody? What's going to happen here? It's going pretty fast. So far, there's nothing in the area. There's the side of the buggy. Side of the buggy until the back of the buggy. What the heck was that? Where are we at? Oh, okay. We're probably like in India or something. Philippines, maybe. Just look at where that peg was. Okay, we got some road rash. Not too bad. The buggy took off. They don't really care, but we had the side of the buggy. Side of the buggy right there. Going a little too fast. Now, here's the thing when it comes to braking. Let's go ahead and talk about braking real quick. Okay, that's where we're going to hit. First thing you have to do is plan your ride. You have to position yourself for safety. You have to locate these hazards. And then we have to make the decision to adapt or navigate them. Navigating is going to be that red stage maneuver where we're swerving around things or doing emergency progressive braking. So when it comes to the total stopping distance. You got perception, where the moment you see it happening. So let's get to the point where perception happens, right? Stolen. So right here, the side of the vehicle, that is the moment you perceive. Now, the next moment is when your right hand starts to reach for that front brake. Let's go ahead and make me a little bit bigger. Right hand reaches for that front brake and you start to squeeze. The moment you reach for it and you actually touch it is your reaction. The next thing is the braking distance. So when you start to squeeze progressively, okay, progressive brake pressure, you add up perception, reaction, and total braking distance time and length. So it could be hundreds of feet, couple feet, whatever it is. And that equals your total stopping distance. Yes, your total stopping distance right here is the sum of perception, distance, reaction, and braking, okay? So boom, look at that. Now, when it comes to progressive braking, you have to make sure you actually do it. So you squeeze, 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 squeeze. You can squeeze fast, but you want to squeeze. You don't want to slam it. That's what happens when you do a panic brake, okay? Now, we got perception right here. When do we have the reaction? We haven't even squeezed that front brake. And why did we do that? Because we were using all rear brake. We panicked. So this was a brown stage maneuver. No buenos. No buenos. It wasn't a red stage. He didn't do what he needed to do. So let's go back to a little bit. He's full pinned on that throttle. Maybe that's a factor. So now we're going to go ahead and put our hands on it. Maybe we're squeezing with these two fingers, but it's still not going to be enough. One thing I do want you guys to know is to keep your eyes forward and eyes where you want to go. If you're looking down, you're probably going to dump the bike. If you're target fixating, you're probably going to target fixate and go straight into it. Here's the thing. You want to keep your eyes up, but you want to keep your eyes out for escape paths. So the escape path is going to be left, right. It could be braking or even accelerating. It all depends on the situation. The escape path here is going to be off to the right. So a little bit to the right. So the braking's not working. This is the rest of our total stopping distance. So if it's not working, we need to find an escape path and actually swerve. You guys can't see it because I'm doing it on the wrong screen. But here we go. We're going to go ahead and go over here and swerve. And that's what we should be doing. Okay, that's what we should be doing. So part of a red stage maneuver is changing up the plan. Okay, so if we can't stop in time, we need to swerve then, because obviously we did not have enough room to stop. Okay, so let's go it over again. You gotta plan your ride. You need to make sure you have good total stopping distance, so you're actually positioning yourself good for safety. Progressive brake pressure, eyes where you want to go. Constantly search for escape paths, even in the middle of the emergency, and swerve if you need to. It's very simple. It's hard to do in an emergency. All right, Two-Wheel Taylor, here we go with a big group ride, having a great time with our buddies. You know, we're just gonna go to Starbucks. We're not really doing anything. Cops even love us. You know,
2 or 3 people.
all the cool stuff.
The way he was erratically fucking all over the place.
Oh, we're having a tough time.
What is he, bro?
Are we having a problem?
What is he fucking doing?
I think I know what he was doing. I recently learned this. It's a gang sign. It's from my daughter. He was doing that for a heart. He was doing a heart. So we're all having a great time. He's enjoying. You see, he's doing the heart thing. He's just to connect them all. We're having a great time on our quads. We're doing all the stuff that we're supposed to be doing. We're gonna head out to Subway, eat some really good fish sandwiches. I don't see a problem with this. You guys see a problem with this? You guys see a problem?
And here he goes again.
I don't see a problem.
Holy shit, bro. Holy
I don't see a problem.
chill out, bro.
All right, yeah, good. We're being smart riders now. We're chilling out. You know, we're being situationally aware. We're practicing our fundamental skills. You know, there's a weirdo right there. You know, he's hauling ass. So, you know, uncommon thing, uncommon situation.
Oh my
So stay away from him. Allow him to be in front. You know, he's turning left. We're done with this. Hey, there's a cruiser involved in here. That's interesting. Usually you don't see cruisers here.
Holy.
All right, making sure we're stopping for red lights.
Keep
Very
going.
good. No, it's a red light.
Going.
Two-Wheel Taylor, it's a red light. No. Oh, okay. So if it's red, just because it's red does not mean go, just like a green light. I tried really hard, everybody. I don't think I can make this one any better than what it is. the hell's going on here, guys? What's going on here? Please tell me none of you guys are doing that. Are any of you guys riding with a group like this? This is called a mob ride. It's not even a group. It's a mob ride. Gator Guida, it's not you. Good. Good, Dutch dash cam. No, good, 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 good. Maniac, good. Kenneth, good. Scott, good. Cyberdoc, good. I shouldn't even have to ask. But while we're here, we got a donation. Thanks for the free info. Prepare for the worst. Hope for the best. I can't see what your name is. Just kidding. Stolen Riot PC. There we figured it out. Hey, thank you for the $10 donation. Guys, if you want to become a member, click that join button. You can become a member today. So here, let's see if the lounge sounds any better. Making lots of noise, causing lots of problems. I get it. It doesn't sound the absolute best. It's not going to be the best because the rookies keep chewing on the cables and the mic doesn't even attach. It's not even attached to anything because you guys chewed through the last one. With that said, go ahead and grab yourself a sandwich. We have plenty of sandwiches here, and we got, the games up top. Just don't make too much noise. Go ahead and put in your headphones. Hopefully nothing bad has happened there. We need to have a rookie go ahead and pick up some of that stuff because it looks terrible and it makes us all look dumb. And what is floating right there? That's kind of interesting. All right. It was you, Mr. Tracy, huh? It was you. A bike and its voice sounds terrible. I don't know half the things you guys... You know what? Let's get back to it. You guys are frustrating me. All right, so right away, we do have a good mount on our handlebars. We have the GPS going, but that's not what we're talking about. We're going to talk about probably this guy right here. I don't know what's happening in these videos. I haven't watched them ahead of time. Rainin doesn't let me have internet connection before class. So we're going to go ahead and move on with this. We're going to go ahead and pass these people. Whoa, lost a little bit of traction on that rear tire. We hit the bump. We're going to go off-road with our really fun bike. We should have been riding alone. We kind of rode with the other person, did what they wanted to do, but we shouldn't have done that. Hopefully we're doing fine. Hopefully we're doing fine. GPS didn't help out in that situation. Is this the same thing? Okay, let's see what happens. So his buddy up front passes. Oh, no, man, that's him. Oh, he lost his tire. He lost his tire. Whoa, that's different. I fully expected him to lose traction on the rear tire from accelerating too hard. His tire blew up. There's literally nothing he could have done. Holy crap. I was making bad jokes this whole time, and it really wasn't his fault. I am so sorry, Ride Alone. Let's see what happens here. So that's when the tire immediately blew up. Let's go ahead and see it from the very beginning, though. Not these people. Can you go back to... Thank you. So we're going to pass. Tire just blew up right there. What a bad spot to do it. But what a good spot to do it. Let's think of the silver lining here. He found an escape path. Yeah, he found an escape path. He did. Let's see what happened. Where's his escape path? Oh, you see how it was like gummy? You see how it was super gummy on the back? It was just like we're on a waterbed. Let's see that. We're on a waterbed. Watch this. See how it's just like the back end is just kind of doing this? It's just kind of doing this. Just kind of doing that. That's what it looks like when you have low PSI too in your tires. So make sure you do a T-clocks. Make sure you're checking everything because you don't want this happening to you. He found the escape path though. He went off into the grass. Somebody,
Ja, da war irgendwas mit meinem Motorrad.
You know what to do with that. You know what to do with that. Yeah, so he lost his tires. That's pieces of his tire. Very interesting. You never see a rear tire blowout. That's one of them. Have fun editing that one, Nathan. Here we go. Yamaha MT-07. Okay, going a little wide right here. Thankfully, he didn't hit anybody. Good job with your slow look, press, and roll. Good job. Oh, thank you for putting the text up when I wanted to put it up. Chaos Riders. Didn't do a slow press and roll. He was going a little too fast around the corner. We're going to go ahead and check our pantalones. This was a very bad brown stage maneuver in his cornering. So slow press and roll. Let's go ahead and go to the very beginning again because they're just kind of chitty-chatting. Right here, going a little too wide. So slow press and roll is going to be what you want to do. Okay, you want to slow down before the turn. You want to look through the turn, press to initiate counter steering, and roll on the throttle when you have your nose pointed out to what you need to do. Now, what's happening here is he's trying to find his escape path. It's not working out too well. You shouldn't have to have an escape path on this if you know how to take a corner. So the fundamental skill is going to be that slow look, press, and roll. You're going to want to go through the turn as slow as you're comfortable with, not as fast as you're comfortable with, okay? And then you can always add more speed later. Now, remember, we're all beginner riders here in this classroom. Maybe some of you are the mentors, which, by the way, I want to say thank you to the mentors on the Discord server, which we have like 9,000 people on there. But if you're a brand new rider, this is one of those things you got to watch out for. So slow look, press, and roll is going to be what you need to do. Don't worry about trail braking. Trail braking is not going to be the thing that's going to save you. I mean, trail braking is pretty cool. It's an advanced technique, though. Okay, so once you get slow look, press, and roll down, go ahead and move into trail braking. Then you'll be fine. Okay. Woo! Pretty bad. So corners are definitely orange stage, everybody. Corners are orange stage. You don't want to mess around with those. All right, here we go. The rider saw some kids and decided to have some fun with them and prank them. All right, we shall watch this. Limit riders.
Jungs, jetzt kommt er aber mal her.
He told them that they were doing is illegal and he's calling the police. This was the reaction. Oh, great. So now kids are going to grow up and not like us.
Jetzt pass mal auf. Ihr bleibt jetzt hier stehen. Ich rufe die Polizei.
Side of the shopping cart. Okay. Watch out. Kids, watch out. This is a red stage maneuver. You need to run away. Stranger danger. Stranger danger. Don't trust the little kid. Look what you did. Look what you did.
Digga, das war nur ein Spaß, Mann. Hey, wir haben doch alle unseren Spaß, oder?
Ja.
Oder? Oh, ja, Amen. Ich wollte euch jetzt nicht erschrecken.
You're a bad guy. That was bad. That was bad. They laughed it off afterwards. Yeah, you kind of ruined their day for a split second, then they can laugh about it. So, congratulations. Here we go. Moving on with this one.
Und ich finde die so geil, dass ich einfach drauf lasse.
All right, we got a rear end. Looks like the Hyundai was driving, then this person was pulling out, hit them. That's a no bueno situation. So she's going to be going back into her car. Now remember, this is kind of a dangerous spot. We're in orange stage, we're prepped and ready for anything else. So it looks like they're going to take off, but we're kind of blocking them, but she wants to move them. She's going to use the 200 horsepower her Honda Civic probably has. Oh, don't get in between. Don't get in between. That's how you're going to get crunched. I've seen plenty of police officers and firefighter close call videos of this, and even some fatalities where you get crunched in the middle. Okay, part of rescue is ensuring your own safety, and this is part of one of those things. You don't want to get in. You're not going to win. You're not going to win that one. Get your leg out of there, get her information, and move on with your day. Just move on. Yeah, you're not going to be able to stop the car. Whoa! Calm down. What is he doing to the car? Yeah, what is he doing to the car? You know what I mean? You guys see what I'm talking about? Okay. Yeah, they're doing a little crazy stuff. Get out of there. You're gonna trip right there on the curb, or she's gonna smash your ankles. Go ahead and hop on. Hop on. Hey, no. Okay, she's missing parts of her vehicle too. Very interesting. So if you ever see people doing something like this, get him out of there if you can. But remember, it's not your emergency, it's his emergency. But part of it is rescuing another person. I say it's after a moto crash, but we need to remain calm. Looks like he's trying to remain calm as best as he possibly can. Jeez, speak, Daniel. He's calling 911, but here's the thing. He's not ensuring his own safety. He's not looking for hazards. Now, thankfully, nobody's hurt, so we don't have to do the rest of it. But it's still part of it. Ensure your own safety. That was pretty dumb. That was a pretty dumb one. We're in Target. What's so special about what's happening? I don't know. You got hit. And that's what sucks is that it's a private parking lot. Moving on.
Driver's license.
All right. Humongous Warrior. That's his name. I didn't say that. We're passing all these vehicles on the left. Watch out. Maybe they want to pass. We're going to get into this area. See a little crest of the hill up there. What's the issue? It's California. We're lane filtering. You're supposed to get back. He's not letting you get back into the lane. That's the problem.
Break.
Yeah, give him a break. He's driving a bus. So at this point, roll off the throttle. See the person behind him giving him a break? And then that person's doing it too. It sounds like our bike was falling apart on that. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to the beginning again. Here's what I want you guys to see. So we're going to get over here. Looks like we're lane filtering. Not that one. That's the Toyota getting part of its bumper ripped off. You see the crest of the hill? You can't see what's around it. It's right next to those trees, right? It's right next to those trees. So we're getting up here. We're going to lane filter. It looks like we have our indicator on. We're going to get into here. Now, we were supposed to take that lane. Now, here's the thing. I like what he did. He's positioned for safety. We're right here. We're positioned for safety. We're not in between vehicles. We have good line of sight. We can locate hazards. We can see very far. We are positioned for safe. Now, here's the biggest problem when we do stuff like this, is that people want to take your spot, and that's where it is off to the right. So what is it that we can do? We have to find an escape path. We have to find an escape path. Do we go forward? Do we go left? Do we go right? Do we go back? Those are the options we have. We can't go up. We can't go down. Okay? Can't do that. So going left, it's going to be a bad one because we're going back into oncoming traffic. It's a double yellow now. He moved in because it was that. Going straight, yeah, we could do that. We'd have to cut through everybody, but we could do it. It's just not as safe. Going right, no, we're going to hit that person. Going back, let's see. What can we do? Can we go back? Well, it doesn't look like there's anybody behind that vehicle. So there's a white vehicle behind this one, this dum-dum. We could have rolled off the throttle, maybe did some engine braking. What do you guys think? Maybe some engine braking? Write it in the chat what you think we could have done. Because engine braking is a possibility. You know, engine braking is basically just slowing down the motorcycle by rolling off the throttle, letting the engine slow itself down, and then the power to the rear wheel start to slow down a little bit. That is what engine braking is. Now, you could do progressive brake pressure, but that's not, we're going too slow. So, or we're going slow enough we don't have to. But I would have applied the brakes because we're stuck. I would have applied the brakes, and I would have gotten in between where this spot is on his mirror. Let the person have it. Let the person have it. It's not worth it. Look at the mirror. Look at the mirror. Plenty of room back there. It's one car length. We've already skipped like 10 of them.
Lady, give me a break.
Give me a break. Give me a break. I know. I'm not making fun of it. It's just funny to say it. We're gonna go ahead and pass. An illegal pass, and it puts us in a dangerous spot. Just go back. Just go back. All right, here we go. Rider passed the red truck going slow down the road. Truck I didn't see a blast, but decided to badge him, confront him. Here we go. 30 miles per hour. We're going pretty slow. We're in the bike lane. We're going to say hi to this person on the side of the road. Just kidding. We're going to talk to the F-250.
This guy did.
Oh. Oh. Tastes like rubber.
9.7 wide.
Yeah, get his license plate. Just go down that street right there and leave. There you go. Good U-turn within 20 to 30 feet. So he's been practicing his fundamental skills. Being a smart rider, practicing it a little bit. I wanted to put smart rider principles up on the screen, Chaos Riders. So he's practicing, maintains his fundamental motorcycle riding skills. So good job. That's the only thing I can take out of this one. All right. Whew. I think we gotta take a quick break. I think we're gonna take a quick break. So guys, here's the thing. I don't want you to be fighting for lane position on all of these things. I don't want you guys to put yourself in a dangerous position. Just let a lot of this stuff go. Okay, just let a lot of it go. If you have anxieties about it, if you're getting pissed off all the time while riding, here's the solution for you. Well, this is one of them. It's a really good one. Pay attention to this. No, seriously, pay attention. Join the Discord. Now I know I say that all the time, but when you join the Discord, you're actually going to meet a lot of, where'd my arm go? You're going to meet a lot of people that have been through the same situation you're currently going through, and you can ask questions, and they're going to help you out. And we have the best damn online motorcycle community in the world. Soon, IRL community in the world. Join the the Discord. Somebody put exclamation point Discord in here. Get the link. It is the pinned comment on the live stream. We are going to be doing a motorcycle situation awareness without being paranoid podcast for after the ride, where you get to share your stories about how you're able to stay zoned in. You're able to be a smart rider. I'd love to have you guys in there with me. So, Heg World, thank you so much for saving that. I see you in the lounge off topic. Amazing shoulder movement by DanDanTheFireman there. See how the head is moving still? It's a lot like a hawk or an eagle, a bird of prey. You know, nice gimbal on the neck. I can't stop staring at it. You guys don't know what I'm talking about because we're on the Discord. Discord is free. We don't have a paywall on it. All right. So, let's see. Raina, do we have another video? I think we do. Thank you for putting it on the screen. I really do appreciate it. We got some of the best in-class crew members working behind the scenes here. Behind the scenes. I want to see what Mola said. Yeah, that's not a... Yeah, I agree, Mola. I do. I've heard about that. But we're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to be doing this one. This is a Moto Star's wife wasn't satisfied with this fall. That's a very interesting words of phrases and combination of thereof. I don't know if that makes any sense, but we're going to go ahead and go with it and say she did not like the fall. She was not satisfied. I guess you could say she was unsatisfied with it. Let's go ahead and move on. I would never know what that means. Okay, we got a lot of merging issues. Looks like we get hit something. That guy's just sitting on the ground in the middle of the street. That's fine. All right, Jotho, here we go. Lost his phone. You guys know the deal. We're going to be going on...
Lane splitting didn't dull his vigilance and he managed to brake in time.
Okay, lane filtering. Got to watch out for lane filtering. Anybody going to... Whoa! Great job with progressive braking. Holy moly. Good job. Wow. Good job.
You're right.
And he had a good attitude about it. Well, one second. Joe, it's Jotho. Can we get Bruce Byers? Can you get Jotho? Can you go ahead and message Jotho and let him know that I already like his attitude, and we will add him to an honorary member in the Discord if he wants to. Jotho, that was really good. That was really, really good. Let's go and see what happens. Okay, so we're gonna be lane filtering. Look at the speed.
And he managed to brake in time.
Can I speak? Thank you. Look at the lane position. We are starting to plan our ride. We're being situationally aware. We're positioning for safety. We're trying to locate as best as possible, as many hazards as possible. It's very difficult to do so. We're going to talk about that on the podcast, about how not being paranoid. It's called awareness triage. Okay, you got to focus on what's important. But right here, when you're going through this is definitely an orange stage maneuver. We got to be paying attention. Now, the awareness triage part of this is that you're going to watch for that pattern of an open lane. And you can kind of see one. This is not big enough. This is not big enough for this van to kind of go through. But let's say if that red vehicle wasn't there, this van could easily have gone through. And your problem is that you're going to go up to here and you're going to collide right there. So making sure that you're situationally aware for these patterns, the big patterns. We'll probably see a few crashes like that on this a little bit later. But we're getting through here, going pretty fast, and then quickly. Let's go ahead. We have to slow it down because he's so good at this. Let's go ahead and make it 25% speed. Let's see how it goes. So we're going to perceive. We have our hands already on the handlebars and on the front brake. And then we squeeze. Looks like he's got an RSD glove. This is like my old glove. Anybody can... You can barely see it. There's like a zipper right there, and this is the white. I have those exact ones. If you've seen any of my Saturday Scramblers, you'll know what I mean. It's one of my favorite gloves. Anyways, I got a little distracted. So he's going to be doing progressive brake pressure. So he has his hands and fingers across the front brake. So he's already prepped and ready. We removed that perception time. So with total stopping distance, you have the perception and reaction. So all he has to do is perceive. Doesn't really have to react. He just has to squeeze now. And so it removes maybe a second, maybe even 2 seconds from the total stopping distance. Very, very important. And you do that when you're in orange stage. If you don't know what orange stage is, That's what it is. So we're in yellow stage most of the time, but in a dangerous situation like this, we're in orange stage. We are prepped and ready. And what he did was a red stage maneuver. A brown stage wasn't paying attention, did a panic brake. That's the problem. He didn't do a panic brake. He did a really good squeeze right here. So he's getting prepped and ready. You saw that. And he's going to squeeze, and then you can see the weight transfer to the front. So this is all going to disappear because his body's moving forward. So he's squeezing, and was able to stop in time. And the only reason why he was able to do that is because he was in orange stage and prepped for it. That's part of planning your ride. You position yourself for safety, but put yourself in a better spot and be ready for success with that squeeze. Very good job. He has a good attitude about it. Very good. Call this a good save. And it's fine you stalled, whatever. You pulled in the clutch, you accidentally let it out, whatever. Just start it back up. Get it into first. I think that's what he's doing. Get it into first. Moving on with the day. Very good. Very good. He's laughing about it. All right. All right, here we go. Alan Contreras, please do another good one. All right, merging issues. We got pushed into the side. It looks like we're dragging our rims on the curb. Holy crap. What are we doing there? We didn't even brake. We just kind of rolled off the throttle. He's got full gear, though. So he's got leathers. Let's sit up straight, Daniel. I'm all like leaning forward. I'm like, make sure you're doing the right thing. All right, here we go. So we're driving through crazy traffic. We already had to swerve around that. Now, what's the pattern I'm talking about all the time when it comes to interstates and traffic? Lots of vehicles stacked up. Lots of vehicles on the right side. We're going to get into the left. That's what they're going to want to do too. So what do? We need to find our escape paths. And there's that first initial merging problem. So what do we do in this situation? It's going to be a red stage maneuver. We have to do something. We have to do something that is going to prevent us from crashing right now because we're going interstate speeds. So we're going to go ahead and swerve left. Okay, so he found an escape path. He found it. It's not a good one, but it's what we have. So at this point, you need to start squeezing that front brake and doing your progressive braking. Very, very important. Because we can't swerve any more left. We can't accelerate. We're going to get crunched. We can't swerve right because we're going to hit the rear bumper of this Nissan. It's usually a Nissan or a Prius. It's pretty interesting. But go ahead and squeeze that front brake. And even press down on that rear brake, especially since it's a cruiser. And you're going to slow down and allow that vehicle to get in. Because that vehicle wants to accelerate out. That's the whole point of why they switched lanes, is so they can go faster. Let them go faster. And you can move back, okay? He's like dragging his stuff on the curb. Interesting. We got more? I really thought we didn't have any more of this. There's the Prius. All right, so graded carrot, big group ride, and you weren't paying attention there, buddy. That's fine. Let's go ahead and rescue him now. Let's go. We're not. Are we just gonna keep going? What the heck? All right, so if this was any of you, would you rescue this rider? Would you have rescued him? All right. I hope you would. I really hope you would. So this rider up front was, guess what? They were zoned out. Absolutely zoned out. White stage. You don't know what white stage is. It's at the very beginning. I want you to stay in yellow stage. Yellow stage is where you should be. Dangerous zones, intersection corners, and a lot of brake lights like this, just go into orange stage. Anything your gut tells you that this is dangerous, go into orange stage and start searching for the hazard and be prepared for it. So right here, this person is not paying attention, zoned out, and then impacted to the rear of that. Okay, how do you not see this? You see all the red lights? It's because you're not paying attention. That's really what it was. Inattentional blindness, failure to notice a fully visible but unexpected object. Motorcycle riders can have that problem, and it typically happens when we are in white stage. So please, please, please be in yellow stage so you're zoned in, not zoned out. A lot of people like to ride motorcycles to zone out. That's actually wrong. You like to ride motorcycles because it zones you into something, so you're not thinking about everything else. You're focusing on one thing. All right, so Moto Red, here we go. Listening to some music. Very good. Spotify. Okay. All right. What are we doing? Oh, we got to slam the brakes. We found an escape path. We did a little bit of a swerve. Now, you see how the Nissan went around this white vehicle. We couldn't see it until like a little bit after, but that's what happened. So let's go and take a look at that one. How we doing on time, everybody? How we doing on time? Looks like we're doing pretty good. All right. So right here is the view. It's kind of cramped down because maybe he's tucked in. He's doing his thing. He's having a great time. He's going 96. I'm going to assume kilometers. Can somebody help me out with this? I think it might be kilometers. We're going 108. Let's see. Motostars, can you move out of the way a little bit? That looks like United States, right? Is that a United States plate? So more than likely, we're going... Let's say it is United States. We're going 94 miles per hour. That's a lot faster than any other interstate that I do know. Because if this is kilometers per hour, it'd be kind of slow. What is it in kilometers per hour? Somebody help me out with that. Because we're going faster than flow of traffic, so that means the flow of traffic is going slower than that. Okay, so it's a little aggressive. Exactly. So let's think about it. North Carolina. All right, so we're speeding. Okay, so speeding. Too much speed is definitely a factor. I really do appreciate the class for chiming in. None of you rose your hand, though, so no points for you. Going a little too fast, and now we have to squeeze that brake. Now, that driver probably wasn't paying attention or just didn't recognize that you're there because of this. Inattentional blindness. Didn't see you. Could have been motion-induced blindness, too. Never know. Well, let's take a look. We're going pretty fast. We're in the middle lane. Let's orient ourselves to this situation. We're in the middle lane. He's looking to the left, making sure that person is not going to go into him. So very good being situationally aware there. But now we're going to look forward. And there's the squeeze. We didn't see it until last second. So we passed in the left. We were in the middle lane. We passed. And now we're having to squeeze. We're having to squeeze. Okay, so this is the progressive brake pressure that I'm talking about here. And he's going to have to squeeze that. So look at where the car is. We're in the far left lane now. We're originally in the middle out of a 3-lane road. And we found that escape path. We're able to swerve while braking at the same time. So good for you. Maybe it's a really good bike. You know, some good ABS. Good traction control. We hit the rumble strips right there. You're going to be doing that. That's fine. You can also just make it all the way to the shoulder if you needed to. But why did that driver do that? Why did the Nissan Armada do that? Well, there's the white vehicle right there going too slow, wanting to switch to the fast lane just like we wanted to. But they're probably going the speed limit, maybe 5 to 10 miles an hour over the speed limit. We were going what? Faster. So that's why they didn't see us. It's not really their fault. But if you're going to be going that fast, make sure you wear full leathers like this guy. Make sure you have good progressive brake pressure and you're being a smart rider as best as possible. Slow it down so your seeking and recognizing can be happening quicker so you don't have to have the massive amount of fundamental skills. That's part of being a smart rider, is being well-rounded versus being an expert in one thing. And then if something else happens and you can't do anything because you didn't practice that, you're kind of shit out of luck, okay? Whew. Mods by Morg, how you doing? All right, B3 Hulk. Let's go ahead and hit this button so I can watch it. It's okay. Green arrow. Green arrow. We're going to block the flow of traffic, maybe? We're in the middle of the... Whoa, what are you doing? That is not the turn lane.
This careless driver is overtaking the bike improperly and he ran over the biker's foot. Nevertheless...
Oh, he ran over his foot. I was like, why are we chasing him? Yeah, I would. Because, you know, if you broke your foot, the other person's going to pay for it. They should have insurance that will pay for my foot. Watch, his foot was actually damaged prior to the ride and just had to get close to somebody and be like, hey, you did it. I'm not saying that's what happened. But maybe. Another good one from Heg.
You hit me back there. You hit me back there. I got you on camera. I got you right there.
Oh, you're not gonna... Go ahead and get his license. Get his license. Hey, there you go. I got it for you. B3 Hulk, if you haven't been paying attention to your own footage that you uploaded to MotoStars, there's his license plate. Go ahead and turn it in. Give it to your insurance. Okay? I helped you out. Now you can move on with your day. So what happened here? Oh, look, it's right there. It's right there. It's right there. And it's right there too. So we didn't have to chase him. Okay, very good. Here we go. So we got a right turn lane. We have multiple arrows. We have multiple slash lines. So this is where we're going to probably be going. It looks like we go this way too. So that's, there you go. Good arrows right there. So that's what it's supposed to be. We're not supposed to go around and do that. Maybe even this lane is allowed to do that, but the rider is choosing not to go because at the beginning of this whole thing, I was saying, you know, don't block the flow of traffic. And it looks like the vehicles are still in the middle of the intersection and there's not enough room to go that way. So you're actually supposed to stay out of the intersection. This person's a little bit inattentional blindness, impatience. So that's what's going to happen there. Okay, so we got multiple turn lanes. Then you got this person that ran over his toes, his little foot. This person, what are you doing? Go a little bit further. Yeah, get out of my spot. Thank you. This person right here is going to run over his foot. Now, what do? You just kind of wait a little bit more, especially if you're okay, and just grab his license plate. If you want to, go ahead and chase, but do it nice and safe and just see if you can talk to him. If they don't want to talk to you, leave it at that. Okay, if they want to talk to you, great. But not much else with this one. Sun in the eyes. I mean, I could talk about factors, but none of them really apply to this. Yeah, he's telling you to get to bugger off and all that stuff, and we can't keep doing this. You know, he's gonna run into the back of you. You know, move on with your day. Your foot doesn't hurt that bad if you're constantly screaming at somebody. Let's move on. 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 How far did we go? What happened? Damn, you guys, was I asleep that long? All right, here we go. So, Bahadir Kolak. I'm going to try to pronounce everybody's name. Here we go. We're moving there, the side of the vehicle. Not a big issue, but we got the clip of the vehicle, and we just hit the sign, and we threw a stick. That looks like it hurt. It looks like he's got full gear on. Because he got full gear on. He's doing pretty good. We're going to be able to get up. All right. So what happened here, everybody? It's a very dangerous spot. What do you think we should be doing? Yeah, we should be in orange stage. Prepped and ready for pretty much anything that's happening here. So there's that side of the vehicle. We have a small gap to really move through here. We got that escape path going on right here. We can move through there, but why? Why are we doing that? I don't understand it. You know, we're in a good spot. We're safe. We know we have a good plan going on, right? We got a good plan. We shouldn't be worried too much about this. We could just stay right here. We have good line of sight. We don't have to worry too much about, you know, not seeing ahead. We can apply some good braking. We can swerve. We're good. What are we doing? We want to get to point A to point B and all that stuff as quick as possible. It's not going to be beneficial to us when we get clipped right here. Now, why did this vehicle decide to turn? I don't know. They just wanted to go into that lane. They could have just wanted to hit somebody. But as soon as we impacted, we're going to start hitting some other things. Not very good. We're going to impact. He's got full gear, it looks like. Easily could have gotten impaled on one of those dry branches. He grabbed one of them. He's trying to throw it now. And he's doing a good job. So there's the throw. So he's trying to hit the radiator, puncture it. Didn't make it through the grill. Good try. Good try. There's a peg on the ground. Full gear. So being a smart rider, did good job. Acquire and utilize personal protective equipment. This person hopefully is going to rescue him. You never know. All right, MK, here we go. Intersection. Watch out. Watch out. There it is. Big, long line. Very easy maneuver to an empty lane where we are at. Didn't see us. That is the common pattern here. Hey, don't hit him. Stop it. All right, DMC broadcast. Here we go. We're going through an area that have sun. We have
very slippery wet surface, and because of too much throttle being on the line, he almost immediately lost his grip.
Can I hold the class, Motostars, please? Okay. All right, so he's going around this corner. He got sun in the eyes coming up pretty soon. Just kidding. We're gonna hit the paint and do a high side. Okay, very interesting. Very interesting. You know what happened there? There he is. He's got some gear on, not all of it. So let's take a quick look at this. It looks like we might have gotten blinded by the light. That's a song. But we got blinded. Went right around this corner, we lost our line. We started to go in a little bit. We're going pretty slow, which is fine, but we started to drift towards this painted line. Now, painted lines typically aren't super duper slippery because some municipalities will put some aggregate into the paint so you still got some grip. But I don't trust that. I treat all painted lines like a slippery surface. So if we're going to accelerate hard on a slippery surface, either it's ice, paint, water, oil, whatever it is, that tire is just going to spin. And when that tire spins, you lose traction. You're starting to hydroplane. And that's where this rear tire just lost traction right there and it starts to fishtail. So now the tire is going towards the front while you're trying to go forward. The rear tire is not supposed to do that. So what's happening here, he's losing traction. He's doing a low side. So if you don't know what a low side is when that rear tire starts to slide or even that front tire loses traction, but you just kind of fall into the turn. Okay, low sides are a lot better than high sides. High sides are when you start to lose traction and then all of a sudden it gains traction and then it flips you over the other way. So you get an ejection, and an ejection is going to cause a high amount of mechanism of injury. Okay, so you're going to have a lot of damage to wherever you impact. If you land on your left shoulder, collarbone can easily be broken. You have issues with the AC joint. You have a bunch of issues with your chest, with your hips, with your knees. Lots of different problems, okay? So you don't want to have that issue, so let's not haul ass, which he's not, but let's not accelerate super hard on slippery surfaces, being very careful. And same, yeah, exactly. So wear sunglasses, maybe have a tinted visor, maybe don't look directly into the sun. I don't recommend that. Please don't do that so that you're not blinded. Remove as many factors as possible. So there's that high side. So we're going to start to fly into the ground, and our body naturally likes to put our hands out to protect ourselves, but you can easily get shoulder injuries, hand injuries, the forces be transmitted all the way up into your shoulder. That's why I said AC joint. And then we're going to hit our face on the ground. So this is why you need to have full protective gear. His GoPro fell off. He's got a helmet on. Very good. Being a smart rider. Very good. He's acquiring utilizing the personal protective equipment. But imagine doing this when there's traffic. See? Just imagine. Just imagine. That's why we have to be very, very careful. Here we go. Raging New York City. Lots of yellow cabs. Okay, we got a Toyota there. We got good line of sight, by the way. Yeah, we got some pretty good line of sight. We can see pretty far. Watch out for this vehicle. Any vehicles want to turn and merge in front of us. We're going a little too fast for the environment. Stop. What are you doing? A little too fast for the environment there. A little too fast. Maybe I get it. You're getting a little agitated. You wanted to go a little bit faster. You're sick and tired of being stuck right here, but you weren't being very smart about it. You need to seek out and recognize that hazardous situation. The hazardous situation here is you can't do anything. There's no escape paths. There's nothing. You can only see very far. You can maybe accelerate, maybe decelerate, but let's go ahead and increase our space cushions. Space cushions are very, very important with this. We're right next to somebody on the right. We're right in front of somebody right there, but we can still have an escape path. Part of planning and positioning for safety is line of sight, escape paths, and space cushions. Now, yeah, line of sight, we got that. Escape paths, we got that. But space cushions, we can try to do a little bit better on that. But let's see what happens again. Okay, so we're going to have an opportunity to pass people. I don't believe in New York it is legal to lane filter. This is still sharing a lane. They're not out of it yet. I got in trouble for that once. We're going to do this. Now, this person's not liking this taxi driver and is going to break his hand on his mirror. It's pretty much what it is. We're hauling ass through an area that is not safe to do so. And this is going to be that orange stage situation. We don't want to be doing that. You're pissed off. You start getting agitated because people are doing stuff to you and you're having a terrible time. It's because your ego's been bruised a little bit. You got scared a little bit. And look at, you got another issue right here. We're going to rev bomb. What are we going to do? This is typical within an environment like this. This is why we can't be hauling ass. We should be going with the flow of traffic, finding these situations, planning our ride a little bit better. Okay, plan it a little bit better so that we don't have to deal with this. Okay, hopefully you're doing better, Raging New York City. All right, casual flyer, same thing, lane filtering. Lots of lane filtering issues. Watch out for the big open gaps for anybody who wants to merge or this driver or this motorcycle rider slamming the brakes. That's something you don't want to do. Okay, we're looking around. What happened there? Are we gonna rescue him? Are we gonna rescue this rider? I would hope so. What happened? Okay, so this is when we get our trauma kit out. Well, first you could probably just ask him, like, hey, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, okay, cool. You still want to get it out, get it ready. You want to make sure you ensure your own safety. That's the biggest thing. Each one of our kits... dropping things here. Each one of our kits has a rescue card in it, so you can pull it out, and if you forgot, you can look at it as a reference card. So he seems to be doing fine. He's going to steal his bike now. Nope, can't do it. It's kind of stuck. Oh, his wife was following? Watch, he just picked up the bike, and she was... Oh, no, they both went in the car, and he picked up his bike at the dealership, and he went the ride home, and she witnessed his crash. Thankfully, it was nothing too bad, because that would have been scary. That looks like a new bike, maybe without that sticker. At that point, you can lift it up. All right, so here we go. Let's take a quick look at what happened. So what I was talking about is the natural situations that are happening with a lane filtering thing, okay? We have to do that awareness triage, which we're going to talk about during the After the Ride podcast on the Discord server. Looks like we got 9 people waiting, including me. And we're going to start that at 4 p.m. Okay, we got 15 more minutes until we understand how to use a trauma kit. So those of you that are watching the live stream, go ahead and stay tuned, okay? I was talking about the awareness triage here because I was focused on any merging problems, any patterns. What I didn't recognize was anybody behind us going to hit us. I'm really focused on what's in front of us because the motorcyclist is what strikes most of the objects in a crash. It's not usually the car hitting us. It's us hitting a car. It's us hitting a pole. It's us failure negotiating the curve and hitting the ground because gravity doesn't like us. So we're going to go ahead and go forward here, and it's like, hey, what's up, little lady? But we recognized that something bad was happening over there. So this is the moment where, when I said we're going to rescue another rider, is that after a moto crash, we want to remain calm, ensure our own safety, stop any major bleeds, and quickly assess the severity. Now, in order to assess the severity, you need to know what you're talking about. We have, like I said, with every rescue kit, and you can buy this by itself too if you want, but with every rescue kit, you're going to get it. On the back side, you have disorientation, the head injury symptoms, spinal cord, shock symptoms, the treatment involved with that. Basically, just take them to the hospital. But this lets you know. So if your buddy, is acting kind of funky, disoriented, loss of balance, yeah, a concussion, but you have to think about it. It's a head injury. It's a brain injury. It's a brain attack. So spinal cord injury symptoms, same thing, loss of sensation. Everyone kind of understands that, where it's, can you feel this? Can you feel that? Everyone understands a spinal cord injury is a possible paralysis deal. Okay. Shock symptoms. This is the one that doesn't really, people don't understand. People think, hey, you're just sweaty, you're rapid pulse because you have the adrenaline going. But here's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and spend a little bit of time on the shock symptoms. So the pale, cool, clammy skin. So think of somebody that just got out of a shower without using a towel. That's what a pale, cool, diaphoretic, clammy. I use clammy because I didn't think diaphoretic would have been good. But that's what it looks like. So if somebody all of a sudden just drenching full of water, like they got out of a shower or the pool, it's because their sweat glands just opened up because all the blood and everything went to the core. So that's why that's happening. Profuse sweating, there it is, diaphoretic. Rapid or weak pulse. So you start to lose the fluids in your body. So let's say the shock symptom is caused by a blood loss issue, hypovolemic blood loss. So what's happening here is the heart is trying to compensate for it. So it's going faster and faster and faster, and it's constricting because you lost blood. So if it dilates, there's not enough blood to fill it up and cause pressure, so it's going to constrict. So think of a smaller hose, and you're starting to put your finger on the top of it. You're constricting the opening, and it shoots out faster. So that's where the rapid and weak pulse happens. Same thing with shallow breathing. You're trying to get it going again. Nausea and anxiety. So if anybody's felt lightheaded, there's the nausea and anxiety. Sometimes it's scary. Some people get a little frustrated with that, and they have that feeling of imminent doom where they feel like they're going to die. So if you ever have that issue, seriously, get that person to the hospital. Find that bleed if you can. If it's external, stop the bleed. And we're going to be talking about that a little bit later. So we see them. What do? Remain calm, call 911, make sure you're safe, ensure your own safety, do your assessment. Looks like he's fine, everything's fine, good. Don't have to worry too much about it. It's their emergency at this point. There's not going to be any life-threatening or life-altering issues, maybe just a little bit of pain here and there. Doing pretty good, though. So after this, I just help him get the bike up, just double-check real quick, and I'm going to get myself out of here, go on with my day. Hopefully his day is better. But scary. Scary. I'm glad it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. All right, here we go. So treads. Red light, green light. Just kidding. Red light, green light. Okay. There it is. Green light. Okay, left turner, right turner for this person. Great job with the braking. Okay, that was more time sitting at the light than actually seeing the incident. So right here, I get it. It's all orange around here because of the orange lights, but intersections, you are in orange stage. You're prepped and ready for anything. Once again, if you don't know what we're talking about here, this is a white, yellow, orange, red, brown stage. We use these color code charts for situational awareness. White stage, completely zoned out. Yellow, zoned in. That's what you're typically doing. But intersections, corners, orange stage. Red stage is when you actually have to swerve or mercy brake. Brown stage, you just straight up failed at whatever it is you're trying to do. And then you crash. So right here, he's going to go ahead and accelerate through the intersection. Green doesn't always mean go. Not all the time. You have to wait for it. It's safe to do so. So right here, what do we do? What do we do? You know, right here, we should understand something bad's happening, but it's only like 3 frames. So it's really quick, okay? So what do we do? We're going to have to do some progressive brake pressure, right? Progressive brake pressure, we're going to be applying the brakes gently at first, and then once you get some of that weight transferred to the front, you can squeeze almost all the way. Not all, almost. You can squeeze it all the way, and you're going to have that friction, that traction. That's the biggest thing, is having traction. So let's go over some of the bullet points that we typically use for braking. So make sure you plan your ride. So position yourself for safety. Locate this hazard. So be situationally aware. Adapt to it if you need to, but navigate. That's that red stage maneuver. So we need to be paying attention to total stopping distance. So perception, reaction, braking. So we're not going super fast, so our total stopping distance isn't too bad. We can actually perceive it pretty quickly, react pretty quickly, and our braking distance is super short because we're not going fast, so we can stop within a good amount of time, which is what I think he does right here, right? He was able to stop or slow down enough to allow that vehicle to go through. Okay, so progressive brake pressure, we already had this up on the screen right here, but progressive brake pressure is that gentle squeeze, and keep your eyes looking where you need to go for your escape path. That's where you need to find it. You need to find it. Because if you're staring at that car, you're going to go towards the car. Okay, so keeping an eye out for escape paths is another thing that you need to be doing. And if you have to, because we're not going to be able to stop in time, if you have to, swerve. Swerve if you need to. Change up your mind and swerve. You do have another hazard right here, so you're going to have to swerve back into your lane. And that's fine. Get yourself out of danger. And then once you get over here, let's say we had to swerve. Once you get over here, go back to planning your ride. I would stay in orange stage because I got to check my pants real quick. I'm going to pull off to the side of the road. But then once you want to get back into riding, just get back into that easy yellow stage where you're zoned in and you're prepped and ready for anything else. Get back into yellow stage if you need, or orange stage if you need to, okay? All right, now we're going to move into pipe burns. How are we doing on time? We got about 6 more minutes until we have to... Yep. Okay. All right. I'm hearing that on this. I don't know why I was looking over there, but I was hearing it there. All right, so we have an issue right here already. Big open lane. Watch out for that white car. Okay, now we don't have to. All right, problem solved. End of class. I'll see you guys later. They still here? Damn it, they're still here. Okay, so we're going through here. That person is way too close. We have a better position for safety. We have good line of sight, good escape paths, good space cushions. The other guy is not doing a good job. I wonder if he's going to be the one that crashes because we could easily swerve over here. So make sure we can rescue another rider. Whoa. Uncommon thing in a common situation. We're going to pass on the left. If you ain't rubbing, it ain't racing. Okay. Good job on him. And then this, what the hell's going on? Just stay away from it. Just stay away from it. But you saw the vision. Whoa, and then we all had to swerve around whoa. Okay, move on. Okay, let cars be the buffer in between. Person's an idiot. Yeah, exactly, Pipe Burns. That's his name. That's the guy's name. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick look at this. Now, here we got 2 really good examples of positioning, okay? So Rafael Gutierrez became a rookie member. It's going to pop up on screen so I can just get that out of the way now. Just kidding. Welcome, rookie. Nice mustache. We have a problem. This guy. Look at his lane position. So remember, we're supposed to be planning our ride. Okay, we're supposed to... We're supposed to be planning our ride. We're not planning very well here. We have terrible space cushions. Thank you. We have terrible space cushions off to the right. Can't go to the left. And we have terrible line of sight going forward. We don't have... We're in a bad spot. Not enough time for a reaction time. Not even enough time to perceive the problem. So what do we have here? We have great line of sight. We have great line of sight going forward. We have an escape path right here immediately that nobody should be using, but we see later the guy in the red did that. So line of sight, space cushion. Look at the space cushion. You guys don't know what space cushion is? It's a big buffer. Big buffer around you. Think of it a bubble. Bubble Boy and everything. Great movie, by the way. Underrated. Jake Gyllenhaal did a great job. Big space cushion, good line of sight, good escape pass. Did a great job planning his ride. Very good job. The other person, not so much. Thankfully, didn't get hurt. So he's maintaining this. He's maintaining this. We're even getting like right on the line, but that's so you can get better line of sight. Look how far you can see. Look how far you can see. Very good. And then this person took it. So once you see that uncommon thing in a common situation, go ahead and roll up the throttle. Give that person even bigger space cushion because they're so erratic. They're unpredictable. At this point, they're like a deer. They're like an animal. I mean, it probably is a deer driving this. But you don't know what they're going to do. They're going to do anything. So you want to have as much space. You want to have as much room away from that person so that you have time to do stuff. You have time to swerve. You have time to do emergency braking. You have all that time. He's going to keep doing dumb stuff. We're kind of just watching. We're doing our best to maintain a good space cushion, and we did a great job. So, you know, pipe burns. Did a good job. Did a good job. All right. Henry Cole. I don't know, whatever. We're riding through here. We got a little upset. We flipped up the visor. That's the indication that we're going to yell at people. Let's see what we do here. Don't touch my car. No. And nobody knows what this is anymore.
Your mirrors, because I was right next to you when you switched.
Okay. Nobody knows what this means anymore. It's always a button now. So he's rolling down the window. That's what he's indicating. Looks like a non-issue to me. Let's take a look at what actually happened. All right. So immediately, right away, the first couple frames when we're on fire with MotoStars, he's letting us know MotoStars has actually, you know, been paying attention to this show, that he should be in orange stage. That's why it was all orange like that. Okay, so very good, MotoStars. I appreciate you doing that. But why did this person switch lanes in front of us? Big open lane. Their lane was slow. How many times do I have to say that? Let me know in the comments if you start to recognize this pattern and you start to see people actually doing it in front of you, and then you're like, ha! Knew it. And it didn't bother you after that. So we're going to see that. You didn't almost get killed, did Henry? Okay. Yeah, here we go. We're going to get mad. Flip it up. There you go. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and put ourselves in a dangerous spot. Lane filtering. Just go ahead and go in the front. Don't do this. I don't know what's in there. I don't know. You don't know. It just turns out it's this guy. Okay? It's a non-issue.
That's good, but
he said he was sorry. Checking mirrors. Okay. You should have saw it too. So Henry Cole, here we go. We're going to go again. We're going to lane filter. There's the big open lane. Once again.
Hey, come on, man.
Never rush to the next position. Do your research by scanning. Oh, big open spot. Okay, cool. Maybe anybody else wants it? No? Okay, I'm going to go. Oh, I'm going to pass these people. Anybody else wants it? No. Okay, cool. I'm going to go. You need to be the bottom of the barrel when it comes to the decisions. You're like a kid at an adult party. There's a bunch of snacks everywhere. And you're like, hey, Dad, can I have some of the M&Ms? Hey, Dad, no. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to be doing. You're not supposed to be just grabbing them and going. You're going to get your ass in trouble. At least, you know, I like the peanut M&Ms. Don't take them. You could have asked. You can have the Twizzlers. But that's the whole point. You need to feel like you're asking for permission without asking. You just look around, see if anybody else is going to take it, and then you go. Anybody else is going to take it, then you go. That's how you should start treating it. That's defensive driving, defensive riding, and that's what smart riders do. Okay, they're situationally aware for it. They know something bad could happen. Okay, smart rider.
Guys,
oh, we got more? Oh, yellow light. Okay, not a bad deal. Oh, watch out for the... We just decided to get right close to him, huh, Henry?
To the end, I hope.
Yeah, I did watch it to the end. Thank you, MotoStars. I appreciate it. Bye-bye. Okay, here we go. Everybody, we have a guest speaker today, but real quick, I want to say thank you to Bruce Byers, Rafael Gutierrez, Karthik Shriram. Hopefully I said that right. Shriram. Thanks, Dita, for the tips. They really helped a lot. I am so thankful that you are here in class learning with us. You guys, let's go ahead and get the, yeah, okay. Sorry, I was listening to some rookies fighting in the back. One of them called each other a boogerhead. I don't understand why you guys talk like that. It's very mean. All right. Let's see if we can get some donuts for... I got a special thing for you guys. We're going to get some donuts for the guest speaker. Okay. Who just donated? Mythos. Just retired from the Navy 2 weeks ago, and I'm growing out the beard for the first time in 21 years. Not as glorious as yours, but getting there. You'll get there. I told myself when I retired from firefighting, I was going to have a beard. And I've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. The last time I shaved my face was the last shift I was on. I think it was May 28th or May 18th, 2019, something like that. So thank you for your service. 21 years, long time, very long time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Enjoy the beard. Enjoy it. I should make a t-shirt called Enjoy the Beard. Nobody take that, okay? Do we have donuts? Oh, we got some donuts. Woo! So guys, go ahead and grab a snack. I'm going to hit the pause button. Thank you. Thank you for pausing the music. We have an MTC guest instructor. Let's go ahead and situate everything. Woo! We have a guest instructor. Let's go ahead and bring him up on the board. Let me go ahead and find him. So this is Rescue Kit Training by Prep Medic. Okay. Now, if you notice, Motorcycle Training Concepts is the YouTube channel. This is a playlist. It's not out yet, but for those of you that want to be jeez, come on, fix this. For those of you that want to be a part of this and actually have access to this, join the Discord. I did post it under the what was it? The chief from the chief announcement. So you get you get access to this. You get access to this. All right, so we're going to go ahead and hit one of these buttons.
Important to be
and we're going to go ahead and let Prep Medic do his thing, okay? Thank you for the lights. We're going to watch a few videos, okay? We're going to watch the first 3 or 4 videos. Now remember, this will be on Motorcycle Training Concepts. Here we go.
Hey guys, I'm Sam from the YouTube channel Prep Medic, and in this video we're going to be discussing why you need to be carrying a trauma kit and why it's important to be trained in how
Keep
to
it down in
use
class.
it. In the United States, which is one of the most, if not the most developed country in the world, the average ambulance response time is between 5 and 15 minutes. If you're riding motorcycles in back country roads, mountain roads, you name it, that response time is going to be closer to 30 minutes. Unfortunately, it only takes about 5 minutes for permanent brain damage to occur in the event of cardiac arrest, and it only takes about 4 minutes to bleed out of a femoral artery in case of a laceration. So it is vital that you know how to do CPR, breathe for somebody, and how to stop major bleeding at a moment's notice. Even minor wound care items might be the difference between you being able to ride out of your situation back to civilization and being stuck on the side of a road for a prolonged period of time. While most medical equipment can be improvised, such as tourniquets and wound packing, when we get injured or see somebody else injured and become stressed out, our ability to critically think and our fine motor skills diminish substantially.
Oh my God, this is happening.
Which is why it's good to have a commercial kit with staged items inside of it that are ready to go at a moment's notice. The time it'll take you to cut a shirt, find a stick for a windlass, and tighten a tourniquet may be the difference between life and death in a severe bleed scenario. If you want to learn more about medical care and first aid items as it relates to motorcycle riding, check out the other videos in this series. If you want to take a deeper dive into EMS, I can be found at Prep Medic on YouTube and Prep_Medic on Instagram. My name's Sam from the YouTube channel Prep Medic, and in this video I'm going to show you how to properly don and doff rubber gloves. In this case, I have 2 nitrile gloves, and these act as personal protective equipment, so they provide a barrier between me and the patient. These are not sterile gloves, and it is okay if the outside is touched. When we're putting them on, it's a pretty simple process. Most of these will be ambidextrous, so it doesn't matter which hand's which. We're just going to take that, put our hands into them, and pull them tight. If your hand is really wet or sweaty, it's going to be difficult to apply these. I've noticed sometimes if they're a little bit wet, it's harder to apply if they're very wet. So if you have a sink, you can run them under the sink and apply these a little bit better. The second one, we're going to do the same thing and put it on. Now, taking these off is a different story. So I don't want to take these off willy-nilly because they might have blood on them or other bodily fluids that I just do not want to touch with my skin, and it would defeat the purpose of these gloves if I did have to come in contact with them. So when we're taking them off, the first glove, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the outside here, put 2 fingers down, and I'm going to slowly roll it inside out so that in theory, all of the bodily fluids are inside of this glove. I'm then going to take this and hold it with my other gloved hand. Now on this hand, I'm going to take 2 fingers and I'm going to slide them under the nitrile glove, so the part that was touching my skin, and very carefully, I'm going to roll this up, encasing the other glove in it, which forms a bag that I can then throw away. For more medical how-tos, check out the other videos in this series. Otherwise, you can follow me at Prep Medic on YouTube or
I just
on Instagram.
posted this in the chat, by the way.
Hey guys, my name's Sam from the YouTube channel Prep Medic, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to use trauma shears effectively. So trauma shears are safety scissors that are used to cut off a patient's clothing when the clothing is obscuring a severe injury, or if taking off the clothing will cause further pain or harm in orthopedic situations. So if somebody has a severe bleed, we're not going to take the time to take their shirt off or pants off in the traditional manner. We're going to cut them off because it's a lot faster. Similarly, if somebody has a severe broken arm, it might cause them a lot of pain to be taking off their armored jacket or their shirt over that injury site, and we just don't want to do it, so we're going to go to cutting it. So safety scissors are really important. We can't just use any scissors. We should not be using seatbelt cutters because there is a severe risk of cutting the patient's leg or arm or body and making the injury a lot worse. So we always want to be using specifically designed trauma shears. The first article of clothing I'm going to show you how to cut off are going to be pants. Now a lot of this is common sense, but in general there's a quick and easy method to cut off a pair of pants and make sure that we're exposing the appropriate injury site. When we start cutting pants, I usually start at the foot, down at the ankle, and we're going to start going up. So if the injury is an isolated injury and I'm not worried about massive multi-systems trauma, I might just cut up the leg, expose that, wrap it, treat it, whatever I need to do without taking everything off because I don't want to make the patient colder than I absolutely have to. Hypothermia is a very real threat in these patients. But if somebody has severe multi-systems trauma, I may have to take everything off to try to find other injury sites. So I'm going to start down here at the ankle, and we're going to start working our way up. When I cut, I want to be lifting with the scissors because I don't want to be down on their skin. That's going to cause them pain, and I risk cutting them. So as we go up, I'm going to cut a straight line up both legs. It's a little bit easier when somebody's actually in the pants you're cutting.
It is. It is.
I'm going to come all the way up and I'm going to cut through the belt loop. This is going to be a little bit harder if they have a belt on. This will give me full access to that leg, and then I'm going to come to the second leg here and I'm going to do the exact same thing. As we get up to the top, I might have to divert just so I'm not going over a super heavy portion of the pants. Cut all the way up. Now what this will allow me to do is I can take this side, I can fold it down, I can fold this down here, and we can roll the patient off of this, or we can just leave them on it because this is good insulation from the ground. So that's the basic of pants. Now going on to the upper body. So a shirt, it's also pretty common sense, but just a little strategy for it. So once again, I don't want to cut more than I have to if it is an isolated injury,
What's up,
but I
Shane?
might have to cut the entire thing off. So with this, I usually start down at the base. You can start up at the neck. We just don't want to be jamming this into their face. So coming over here, we're going to start this. I'm going to cut up, and I'm going to cut up all the way. Now generally this will be enough to expose their abdomen. You might not cut the arms, but here I can expose most of the body and look for those injury signs. But if I need to get the shirt off completely, I'm just going to turn this into a T-cut. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to cut all the way to this sleeve, and then I'm going to take this side here and I'm going to cut all the way back towards me. That will once again allow me to get the patient completely out of the shirt without any undue movements. For other motorcycle related content, you can look at the other videos in this playlist. Otherwise, for EMS and general first aid care, I can be found
We'll do one more.
Medic on YouTube or Instagram.
So,
hey guys, my name's
yeah. You guys want to do one more? We could do one more. These are all on the Motorcycle Training Concepts website. I did link the whole playlist. We could do one more. We are good on time. I think some of you guys might have to go pee-pee and poo-poos. So if you want to take that opportunity, please do it. We'll be going into the After the Ride podcast on the Discord server real soon. One more. Okay, I see it. Okay. Oh, stop yelling. Oh my gosh. All right. Can you get the lights? I'll go ahead and take this off. I don't need it now. All right, here we go.
Sam from the YouTube channel Prep Medic, and in this video I'm going to be going through stopping non-life-threatening bleeding. So most of the time when somebody gets hurt, it is not the massive arterial hemorrhage that we were talking about with the tourniquet application and the wound packing. However, we still have to control that bleeding because it can become more serious over time, and we have to wrap it to make sure it is not going to succumb to infection.
All you YouTube members made this possible, so please join. I have a couple
different pieces of supplies. So over here we've got 4x4 gauze. I think this is actually 5x5, and this is very, very common. It's very easy to apply, so this is not for your really quick paper cut, but if somebody has a laceration, abrasion on their arm, this will come in handy for you. It's made so that the fibers are not going to come off in the wound, and you can apply pretty good pressure over it. So to control bleeding with a 5x5 pad, it's really simple. All we're going to do is we're going to identify the site of the injury. I'm going to be taking this pad and I'm just going to press down as hard as I can. Now, the longer we keep pressure, the better for these patients. If the wound is slightly larger, or if it's on their chest, abdomen, and doesn't require a chest seal, we have this guy here. Now this is an abdominal pad or a combi pad, and it's just a little bit heavier duty. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this side here, we're going to put this over the wound, and same thing, we're going to hold it really secure over the wound for as long as we can. Now, we don't oftentimes have the luxury of just keeping that direct pressure with our hands. So if we have somebody that we need to move, or you have to finish your ride, something else like that, we can take our gauze, we have it in place, we're going to hold pressure, and then we can take roller gauze or cling, acrylics, whatever you want to call it, and we can wrap this on here with a little bit of pressure being held. So because I am a one-man show, I've actually already started wrapping this right here, and we're going to wrap it around itself, make sure it sticks to itself. We're going to keep this relatively tight. Now I want to start low, distal on this arm, and work my way up. That's just going to keep from pressing a lot of that venous blood into my hands. It'll just make it less uncomfortable for the patient. And we're going to wrap a couple times around that initial site. We're going to slowly wrap up the wound. Now I want to make sure both sides of this bandage here are covered by the gauze. I don't want to be just wrapping the center of the gauze. That'll make it really easy to fall out. And when we're done, we don't actually even need tape. We're going to take this, we can hold up a portion of the gauze just like so, and we can squeeze this through it. That's going to hold that secure. We can cut the rest of the gauze off. You can put it away to be used later in that ride if maybe this becomes soiled. So for more motorcycle first aid videos, you can watch the rest of the content in this playlist. Otherwise,
all right, thank you, Prep Medic. I really do appreciate everything that you're doing for the MTC community. That's really the thing, everybody. He's helping out. He's a guest instructor. Let's go ahead. Can we get the lights? This was a little awkward. Thank you. Did an amazing job. We got 10 videos on a playlist on motorcycle training concepts. I linked it into the chat, and I believe it's linked in the description. But we're going to be swinging by the crew lounge, grabbing everybody, and we're going to come back in here, and we're going to do the After the Ride podcast on the Discord server. Okay? All right, everybody. Yes, I know it sounds like absolute dog doo-doo with this mic, but get over it, everybody. I know you like the taste of it. Make sure you guys, once again, join the crew. There you go. I had to do that, every time we come in here, because it's a big sign. I got to pay for the sign. So when you become a crew member for $2 a month, $24 a year, you get access to everything. Thank you to all the crew members that we gained today and we've gained ever. Because of you, we're able to have guest instructors on this channel and on MTC. So go ahead and grab a drink. We got plenty of, there it is. We got plenty of chocolate milks for all the rookies. So go ahead and grab one of those. If you are an adult, go ahead and grab yourself an actual beverage. But we're going to go into the classroom and eat some more donuts. And we're going to get started. All right. Oh yeah. What happened to the music? What happened to the music? What's going on with the music, everybody? Did one of you turn it off? Yeah? Okay. All right. Seems like one of you guys turned it off. It is gone. The music is now gone. Thank you so much for ruining it for everybody. We are going to go into... Let's go ahead and put some of these things away. We're going to go into the Discord server. Go ahead and take that off. It was probably a senior crew member that did it. Let's go ahead and bring up the After the Ride podcast. Can we get can somebody make this happen? Are we having issues here? There we go. There we go. After the Ride podcast. What the hell happened? Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start the event. There we go. I am on the tippity top. Let me know in the motorcycle situation awareness without being paranoid thread if you can hear me okay. Nathan or Rainin, one of you want to pop up and make sure that I can actually hear you. That'd be very beneficial. Hi. Hi, Rainin. We having audio issues again. You guys can hear me? Good. Good.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, so I can't hear that, but I know you guys can hear it. That's why. Go ahead and say something again.
Testing.
Nope, that is not why. Okay. It's always great when
when you finish your
Discord decides to
sentences.
switch everything up. What about now? Go ahead. Can you say something?
It's always great when you finish your sentences.
Okay. I can't hear it. I know you guys can. This is why we're 10 minutes early. We're 10 minutes early. Is she talking crap? I can't hear her. Is she saying something bad? Hopefully she's not saying something bad. So that should work. Oh, I think I know what the problem is. I know what the problem is. All right. Now say something.
Hi.
Okay, maybe that wasn't the problem. All right.
Hey.
Did somebody move that thing out of the way? What about now?
And now?
Okay. Okay.
Hey,
what about now? Nope, nobody can even hear that. Not even me. I think I know what the problem is already. Let me go ahead and fix this up real quick. I think I know what the problem is. I put the wrong monitoring thing. Now do it. There we go.
Testing. Hi.
There we go.
Hey.
I'm
Okay.
technically illiterate, so it's fine. Alrighty. Well, thankfully we're
All
early.
right.
I'll see you soon.
Good. Bye.
All right, everybody. We finally figured it out. I know Rockero. So we are still live on Dan and the Fireman, but what we do here is we focus on the After the Ride podcast. We are in the After the Ride podcast section. We are going to be talking about situational awareness without being paranoid. Okay. So I got to get the intro for Nathan. So when he makes this a real podcast on the After the Ride podcast channel, which is youtube.com/After the Ride, please swing on by and subscribe. Be very, very nice of you to do that. We are going to be posting a lot of these up on there. So we still got about 8 minutes before the actual podcast starts. So I'm just going to kind of chat and talk with you. The main reason why we need to be focusing on situational awareness, and today's topic is situational awareness without being paranoid, is if you don't notice the threat in advance, could be anything. By the time the threat presents itself, it's too late. So I just want to kind of chew on that sentence and phrase, not the cables. Okay, guys? I wanna think about that phrase. If you can't see it, you don't notice it. By the time it actually is right there in your face, it's already too late. You don't have enough time to perceive, react, anything. And we're going to talk about that during the podcast itself. But it just kind of lets me know, it makes sense. It's like when I'm out riding, if I can't see where I'm going or I can't see the pothole, how am I supposed to do a swerve around it? So it tells me that right away, vision is number one. We didn't start the podcast, guys. Relax. Okay, not yet. Vision is number one. It just tells me that no matter what I do on that motorcycle, whether it's really cool, slow speed stuff where I have the bike almost on the ground, but I'm doing circles. I could be in the canyons doing some dumb things. I'm not going to mention who. Just think of the word that is in front of pad. It starts with an M, something pad. M-pad. M-A-X-Y pad. Yeah, so don't be doing crazy things out and about on on the mountains, especially if you can't see very well. If you're not paying attention, to the actual things, we're going to talk about situational awareness, triage. We're going to talk about what you need to actually be focusing on, okay? What you need to be focusing on. Because there's too much out there. And we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about threat indicators, situational awareness, overcoming your fear, build an aggressive mindset, because that's really important. Aggressive mindset in terms of searching for things, not aggressive mindset when actually, going out and doing the physical stuff. Knowing when and how to evade. Very, very, very important. We're going to be talking about emergency swerve, emergency braking, how to move into the escape path, or why you need to move into the escape path. We're going to be talking about the awareness triage. Okay. So just a real quick heads up. I'll go ahead and go over it again when we start the podcast in about 5 minutes. We might actually start it a little bit early, but we will see. There's too many common things that are happening. So for an example, we're riding in a neighborhood. Our neighborhood right here, we see kids usually on the sidewalk, people walking their dogs, people going up the main road, 25, 30, turning, stopping at stop signs. So that's like the common thing. What would be an uncommon thing in a neighborhood? A basketball rolling across the street. A dog running across the street. Somebody going 50 in a 25. Okay. All of a sudden you see headlights where you're supposed to be riding versus the other side where they're supposed to be at. A skateboard, exactly, Zaraza, gang. Anything like that. Anything like that could be that uncommon thing. So why is a basketball, a skateboard, a dog going across your path of travel important? Because there's a kid chasing that basketball. There's probably a kid chasing that dog because they accidentally let go of it. And I forgot what the third one is. So you got to watch out for that. It's not the skateboard. It's not the basketball that's going to get you. It's you hitting that kid. It's you hitting that person that was in charge of the basketball or owning the basketball and the dog. So it's very, very important to pay attention to that. That's one thing that I was taught in, not one thing. It's multiple things, but one of the things that really stuck with me when driving the ambulance is that we're going through a neighborhood. We have lights and sirens going on, and a lot of kids want to see the fire truck. A lot of kids want to see what's going on. Even parents, even people rubbernecking. There's like it's exciting to see it. So we're going through a neighborhood, to rescue somebody. Maybe a house fire even. But you're gonna have kids run out into the road, try to do the honk the horn thing. We have to be careful, like as ambulance operators. I don't want to say ambulance drivers because EMTs are not just ambulance drivers, by the way. We're EMTs, okay? We have actual training. The paramedic just plays on the computer, so whatever. It was one thing that really stuck out. We have to watch out for not just one thing, but multiple things that are uncommon and that are common to firefighting, but uncommon for everyone else. So I took that and I put it into motorcycling. All right. So it looks like we're about to start. So Nathan, here we go. Okay. I want to keep it on the schedule because you're going to have like 17 gigs of footage to play around with. No joke. I'm recording this in 4K. It's probably like 200 gigs. Have fun with that. Go Discord. So exactly, Zaraza, we are on the Discord. I see you in the YouTube chitted chats. We are on the Discord. For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, we are doing an After the Ride podcast in about a minute or two. We have everyone up on here on screen. A lot of people just waiting around listening. We got 40 people waiting. We're going to add people up to the stage where I'm at, where I'm all nice and green and everything. And so what I want to do is right here. When I'm going to talk about situational awareness without being paranoid, and we're going to go over a bunch of tips. It's going to take a while. When it's time to open it up for questions or it's time to open it up for everyone else, we're going to do one at a time. So Rainan's going to be bringing people up, and we're going to be putting people down back in the audience. And what I want you guys to say when you get up here is, what story, what example do you have that's unique to you, like that happened to you, where situational awareness really kicked in? Whether you saw something super late or whether you saw something early. And yeah, I can't tell your story for you. Tell me your story. I want to hear about it. And if you have nothing else to say, you just want to say hi, that's fine too. But we got a lot of people to get through, so if it's just that, just say hi in the After the Ride podcast chitty chat thread. I see you guys right there. Roku Show, Scott. We got a lot of regulars. No 10. How you doing? But let me know what happened to you where situational awareness really kicked in. So Bizogona on YouTube, Relaxable Hi. We are on Discord. We are going to be doing an After the Ride podcast. We're going to be talking about this. We got less than a minute till I start. Less than a minute. Whew. All right. Well, might as well just do it. Welcome, everybody, to the After the Ride podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about situational awareness, and the big thing here is to do it without being paranoid. So situational awareness basically means you're prepped and ready for as much things as you possibly can. You're constantly scanning things, and I understand some people get anxiety about doing it, about finding everything and making sure the threats aren't going to get you. So we're going to be talking about what it is, how we could do it without being paranoid, and how we can just zone in and have a relaxing yellow stage ride versus an orange stage consistently and worried about doing that red or brown stage. If you don't know what we're talking about, make sure you swing on by Motorcycle Training Concepts YouTube channel. We have a nice video on that. So I'm going to be going over a few topics, a few bullet points here. First and foremost, we are very easy to kill. Secondly, we need to be able to pick out threats in a sea of cars. We are not always ready. That's another bullet point, and I'm going to talk about that. And then the awareness triage. So the awareness triage, what that means is that we're going to basically pick out what is actually pertinent, what is needed, what is available to the situation that is going to actually have an effect on the situation versus trying to find everything, okay? Like a side of the vehicle in a parking lot. Yeah, it's a side of the vehicle, but it's not. It's in a parking lot over there versus in your path of travel, kind of like that. All right? So we're going to start off with, we are very easy to kill. We can have the best training available, but if we are caught unaware and not see the threat coming, there's nothing we can do. So you could be the absolute badass track rider. You could be the most badass total control instructor with multiple belts under your belt. You can have the most amount of experience in anything, and that includes me. It includes anybody. If you're not paying attention and you're unaware, you're zoned out, white stage, there's nothing you could do. And I want you guys to understand we are very easy to kill. Human bodies, they're just little fleshy things with bones. You guys cook quite a bit. You have a steak, how easy it is to cut into that steak. That is our body. So realize that. It's very easy to hurt ourselves, kill us, lots of problems. So next bullet point, we need to be able to pick out threats in a sea of cars, in a sea of pavement, in a sea of whatever. There's a lot of information we got to really pick out. So we got multiple threat situations. So side of the vehicle, when somebody's doing a path of travel. We have an intersection, so we got to watch out for left turners. We have a big open gap and a long line. People are going to want to merge in front of you, into you in that area. So we have to start picking out these threats. So situational awareness is going to really be an important part of that. Overcoming the fear of actually riding, because if you're so focused on the fear portion of it, you're not going to actually be thinking about the cars. The fear of dropping your bike and not doing what you're supposed to be doing is going to cause you to stare at your hands. It's going to cause you to stare at the wrong things, and you're not going to be aware of everything. So you have to overcome that fear from the parking lot to actual road use. I want you to build an aggressive mindset. So in order to pick out a threat with everything going on, the cognitive overload, you have to be aggressive with it. You have to be searching for a reason. No wasted movements. No wasted movements. Purposeful actions. No wasted movements with a horn. No wasted movements with rev bombing. You have to be aggressive in the action you are going to take. It just means you don't take a ton of actions. Okay, we don't rev bomb, we don't honk, we don't fight for lanes. You are aggressively swerving. You're aggressively progressive braking. You're aggressively searching for the next hazard after you pass one of them. And when you don't do a lot, when you don't, what's the word? Can somebody help me out with the word? Nathan, you're going to edit that part out. Let's just skip that part. Anyways, knowing when and how to evade. That's very important. Knowing when and how to evade. So having the perception to brake is great and all, but if you don't have a good total stopping distance, you're going to have to know when you need to evade that, okay? So part of planning your ride is position for safety. That's going to help you out. You're going to be prepped and ready for anything. You have good line of sight, good escape paths, good space cushions. You're going to locate hazards. You're going to adapt to those hazards. So if something just kind of pops out and you're situationally aware, you can just kind of move over to a different lane position. We got 3 of them. Let's use all of them. And then navigate threats. So if a car pulls out in front of you, that's when you need to emergency brake or emergency swerve. Be decisive. Thank you, we the people. I appreciate that. We are not always ready. The next bullet point. So this is a big one. We are not always ready. And I want you guys to understand this. Because I know I tell you, be prepped, be ready, be zoned in, be zoned in, be zoned in, go to yellow stage, go back to orange stage, we're not always able to do that. So don't feel bad if all of a sudden for like a mile, you white zoned out. Get yourself back into the yellow zone. Start recognizing that you're zoning out because you're getting too relaxed, you're getting sleepy, you're thinking of the wrong thing, you're thinking of, something else other than road. Switch it back, okay? So white staged, you are relaxed and unaware of what is going on around you. So typically at home or while getting your gear on before a ride. So you see, getting your gear on before a ride. So while you're getting on your gear, let's go ahead and zone in and move into yellow stage. The moment you start putting on gear, go into yellow stage. Yellow stage means you are relaxed, but you are aware of who and what is going on around you. So cars, the road surface, that you're on the bike, that you are riding, you're zoned in. You're relaxed and you feel comfortable on it, but you're zoned in. Okay, so normal riding, just normal riding. Orange stage, this is when we start to get into that area of we need to pay attention, a little bit of paranoia, maybe a little bit of anxiety. Okay, so you've identified something of interest that may or may not prove to be a threat. So intersections, corners. Hey, we've gone through plenty of them. We've navigated plenty of corners. Not all of them are threats. but we are prepared for it. Okay, that's orange stage. So until you're satisfied that no threat exists, your radar will stay focused on what that possible threat is. Okay, so just because you don't see anything right now around that blind corner, there could be something. Okay, this is when we start to cover our brakes, our clutch lever. We position ourselves for good line of sight. We present ourselves possibly, in an intersection. We kind of move back a little bit, get that light moving, motion-induced blindness. So a light is going to grab somebody's attention. That's something you could do for intersections. An uncommon thing and an orange stage thing would be a person in the oncoming turn lane getting ready to turn left in front of you. When I say uncommon, it's because they're actually doing it. But in an orange stage, you see that somebody is in that left turn lane. That's a possibility. Same thing with an intersection coming up. You see the lights, the green lights, the red lights, this, whatever it is. You see that intersection's coming up, going to orange stage. You got a sharp curve ahead. Thankfully, we got signs in America, in the United States anyways, that if it's that sharp turn ahead, it's an orange sign as a caution sign. Reminds you to go into orange stage, okay? Be prepped and ready for that. So red stage. Now remember, we have a really good video on all of this on Motorcycle Training Concepts, the YouTube channel that we have here. So please check it out. But red stage, since you saw the threat in orange stage, or even you saw the threat in yellow stage, you're ready to apply emergency maneuvers if needed, okay? So the hazard has become a threat, and we are now acting in something. We have to do something. If we don't, we're going to hit something. We're going to collide. We're going to crash. We're going to get hurt. Whatever it is, we have to do something. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're right and they're wrong. We have to be the ones that actually do something. So that includes emergency swerving, emergency braking, and you need to move into that escape path. Okay? Brown stage. It's the same as red stage, but get it? Complete breakdown. You failed. Your mental state completely got demolished. You didn't remain calm. You freaked out. You panic broke. Your physical performance is just deteriorated. You slam the brakes, or you slam only the rear brake, and now you're just sliding. So brown stage you don't want to go into. So I know we talked about this prior to the podcast, but I would love to hear about your guys' brown stage situations. And if you have a red stage situation, let me know that too. So we're going to change it up a little bit. Let me know if you've ever been in a red stage or brown stage situation. I would love to hear about it. We'll get to that at the end of this podcast. If you are always in orange stage, you'll be paranoid and will burn out mentally. So think of it like massive anxiety all the time. Your brain is running 1,000 miles per hour, not even 100, 1,000, okay? You're going to get tired. Your brain just gets exhausted. You start to get agitated. You start to get frustrated because everything is just too much. So if you stay in orange stage, it's no buenos. You can't be doing that. So we need to be staying in yellow stage as best as possible. That's where we're relaxed. So if a real threat presents itself, you will be too focused on things that won't matter if you're in orange stage. So you're staring at the side of the vehicle that's in a parking lot. It's over there. It's parked. But you understand side of the vehicle is a good indicator of a path of travel violation, but it's parked. You're in constant orange stage. You see a pothole on the other side of the road. You freak out. That's an anxiety type thing. So you have to start to realize what and how and all these different things, how they affect you. A parked car, a pothole over there, it's not going to affect you. What's right in front of you is the easiest thing you could do. If I can get anything out of you guys after this podcast, is that if you just pay attention to what's in front of you and you go to yellow, orange, red if you need to, but you're constantly bouncing back between yellow and orange, only with the stuff in front of you, you're going to be a lot safer than most people. After you do that, start working on your 360 situational awareness. And what that is, head checks, mirror checks, making sure nobody's behind you, make sure you can swerve left or right. But I really want you to be paying attention to what's in front of you, okay? You have to learn how to profile cars, things. You have to pick out patterns. So you have to see which car is actually going to get you, okay? And then we're going to jump into the awareness triage, and this is part of that. So this is a hard thing to do when you first start because everything seems like a threat when you're a motorcycle rider, very first time, first few weeks, first year, first 2 years, and maybe even after a long break, after a winter, summer, whatever it is. Your wife took the bike and she rides and you have to get a new one, whatever it is, you know? The car waiting in the oncoming turn lane poses a bigger threat than the pedestrian walking on the sidewalk. What do I mean by that? Well, the car walking in an oncoming turn lane is obviously going to be a path of travel violation. I didn't say which way the pedestrian was walking. Pedestrian's going to walk parallel with you. You're just going to cross the street. So not all pedestrians are bad. Not all left turners are bad, but that is a huge threat. We have to focus on that, block out that pedestrian that's walking parallel to us. Focus on that one car. Now we're going to look at it. We're going to look where we need to go. Look at it. Look where we need to go. Once we pass, we're back into yellow stage. So you have to pick out the uncommon when riding. Our brains are used to the common. They are used to the fact that we leave our house, that we drive down the street, that we know that we're going to the intersection we always go to, and then we're going to cross the intersection, boom, we get hit. Because it's so common. We're just like so used to this one road, we're just complacent. So in order to not be complacent about it, we find that uncommon thing. It's so much easier. Because nothing's bad's happened. Everyone's been staying in their lanes. There's no kids running around, no basketballs going into the street or anything like that. But that basketball going to the street is uncommon. That person that's in the left turn lane just trying to gun it is a little uncommon. You have a left turn arrow, but a guy or a girl, whatever, is hauling ass towards the intersection when you're supposed to go and they're going to hit you. That's uncommon. So you need to search for the uncommon. So a car slows down when nothing seems to be in front of it. Uncommon. Why would it stop? Why would it slow down? There's probably something in its way. Maybe it's getting out of the way of the car and you're gunning around it and boom, you hit it. Uncommon. Pedestrians looking like they're setting up to run across the street. You know, they're about to, I'm going to go. It's a little uncommon. Okay. So remove unnecessary details from your observation. So that now we're getting into cognitive overload here. I don't want you to hyper focus on speed limit signs. That's an example. Don't hyper focus on that sharp left turn sign because you have to actually look at the turn. Don't focus on that pedestrian walking parallel. You have to remove those unnecessary things from your observation. So see it, then refocus on potential hazards as soon as possible. The ones that will actually get you. The sign won't get you. It's on the side of the road. It's just a good indicator that something bad could happen. Orange stage maneuver at that point. Don't hyper-focus on the color, the make, the model, the driver of the car wanting to turn in front of you. See how we're getting to that? It's like it was a Nissan Sentra. It was white. It looked like it was the R version. You know, you can keep going on and on and on. But what's the real thing? It's the left turn in front of you. Okay, so focus on the fact that the car wants to turn in front of you and then find your escape path. So knowing what to look for is the most important aspect of situational awareness. You have to make guesses and gambles with the info you have. There's too much data during a ride to look at everything. And that's the end of the bullet points, but I want to really end with that portion right there. And I want to explain it a little bit more. There's too much data during a ride. So now think about the first moment you thought about wanting to get a motorcycle. You didn't know anything. The very first moment. Oh, thank you. Very first moment. It's exciting. It's information overload. You don't know what bike to get. You don't know what training to get. You don't know where to go. But then you start to narrow that focus and you start to pick where you need to go. Okay, cool. You take the MSF class. You show up to MSF. Information overload. Too much data. And they split it up into different exercises. So it's not all at once. There's a direction. There's a path. There's a system involved. Okay, cool. You passed the MSF. You're kind of on your own at that point. You got your endorsement. You got your motorcycle. You did a ton of work. And now you need to go out on the road. And now you feel like, oh, crap. I don't know how to get out of the neighborhood. I know how to do it in the car. But for some reason, on a bike, on a motorcycle, on something new, I don't even know where I live. What day is it? Information overload. You're so focused on that motorcycle, you don't even know where you're at. When that happens, you're not zoned in. you're zoned in on the wrong thing. You're not zoned in an actual ride. You need to look forward. You're zoned out but zoned in at the same time on the wrong stuff. Because the information overload, you're going to look at what you know. So as a brand new rider, you got your motorcycle, you got your endorsement. Is it okay and safe to be in heavy traffic when you feel this information overload? No. You have to take it step by step. There has to be direction. There has to be a path for you to go. And the easiest way that can happen is you start looking for patterns. Like I've been mentioning, the side of the vehicle, the long line of cars and a big open lane right next to it. Somebody's going to merge because you want to. So do they. You have headlights in front of you instead of off caddy corner, to the side in the other lane. Lots of red brake lights in front of you on the interstate. That's kind of weird. Interstate's supposed to be free flowing. So you need to start finding these patterns, and that's going to help you out. Instead of trying to think of what make and model that car was, are they on their phone? What's the phone? Is it a high phone? It doesn't matter. Focus on what's important. I hope that helped out some of you guys. Now, I want to know about a red stage or a brown stage or both situations that you've ever been in. So if somebody pulled out in front of you, your situational awareness kind of kicked in, you did a red stage or you did a brown stage. What happened to you? So Rokusho, how you doing? Welcome back.
Tired from work.
So what happened to you?
Okay, I have two of them. As I explained on chat, I know it's a car, but imagine if it was a bike. That I have another question.
Yeah. So it can happen.
That's
a great question. It's or not a great question. It's a great statement. It can happen in the car too. It doesn't have to be motorcycle.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Go ahead and keep going.
When I go to work, I always do 20 miles to work. And as I was arriving, it was during the night, and I was very, very zoned out. Usually, I go sleeping when I'm very tired. And as you know, the medium lights are only 30 meters. And there was a lady walking the dog, but I didn't saw it until the lights touched both of them. They were running from me, and I was around 80 kilometers an hour, or 60 miles, I think. No, 50 for you. Immediately, what I did was embrayage and hard braking, really hard. I finished on them about 10 meters to spare. I was very, very scared. And then I just went off, and instead of stopping to tell them, why is not your dog on the leash? Why did you need you to cross the road during the night? That was very scary. I don't even know how I didn't swerve, because that was really dangerous.
Yeah, so make sure my mic is on.
It was very dark.
Yeah, white staged, it's dark. So we starting to talk about all these different factors, and when you pop out of that white stage, it's like it's too much. Like your body, like your mind doesn't know what to do. It's like there's this, it's too dark, I can't see what happened, and it goes into a panic mode. And that's when people panic brake. But thankfully, nothing happened, right? Nothing bad.
It was 4 wheels. My question is, I don't imagine if it was on the bike, I surely will fall down. But if we go around 30, if we brake hard, does the bike, if we have some practice, let's imagine that. If we brake hard, does the bike starts to fall down or lose control, or it keeps steady with ABS?
So yeah, ABS is going to help
If I was in that situation.
Yeah, in that situation, if you had to, I'm going to say slam the brakes, but what I truly mean is that you witnessed it a little bit too late. You perceived it a little bit late. So now you have to make your reaction and braking distance shorter by squeezing harder and harder and harder with that front brake. So that's usually what happens in a situation like that. So when you're actually situationally aware, you have more time, so you're not having to slam that brake. But let's say in this situation, we didn't see it until last second. So what do? You're going to want it to still do progressive brake pressure. You're going to do that initial squeeze. It's going to be difficult to do in a panic like that. You're going to do that initial squeeze. and weight is going to transfer to that front tire. That is what's going to hopefully prevent you from losing traction, because when you have weight on something, it creates friction, and friction is really the traction. So, right now, I mean, there's a nice little concept that we can work on. If you're standing up, put all your weight on your left foot, and you just start sliding your right foot across the ground. There's no weight on it, and it's going to slide. You start putting a little bit more and more weight on that right foot, and it becomes harder and harder and harder for that foot to slide until you get to the point where you have all your weight on that right foot and you're still
Yeah,
trying
I
to
know.
move it and it won't slide.
Contact patch.
Contact patch, exactly. So when you apply a little bit of that progressive brake pressure at the beginning, you're getting weight on that front tire. And then once you feel that weight transfer to that front tire, you can start squeezing harder and harder and harder and harder. And hopefully you're going to stop. And if you do it that way, hopefully if you have good tires and they're not damaged and there's a good road, it's going to stop you at some point and it's going to stop you quicker. Now, the goal is to not activate ABS. What happens when you activate ABS is that you squeeze it too fast. And ABS is that safety net that is going to basically tell you, hey, dum dum, you squeeze too fast. You need to do progressive brake pressure. So, what we're going to do is we're going to release a little bit of pressure, add a little bit, release, add a little bit, because you keep adding too much. So, it's going to be like little itty bitty skids, and it's going to grab more traction and it's going to try to stop you. So the goal is not to activate it, but in an emergency situation where a car pulls out in front of you and it's nighttime and you weren't paying attention, you're a little bit tired, you're white zoned, that ABS is so important. And if you activate it then, it's because it was absolutely needed at that moment. And hopefully it would save your life. Hopefully it would prevent you from getting into a crash. But when you're practicing in a parking lot or you're practicing anywhere for emergency braking, try your best not to activate it. But if you do, don't beat yourself up, because that is exactly what it's there for, is to prevent you from sliding and skidding and everything.
I fear to go into to practice, but when I fell, that's it. What's the worry? I'm on the ground now.
Yeah. It
uh,
start off with 15 to 20 miles per hour. That's what we do in the MSF. 20 miles per hour. Don't worry about trying to stop within like 10 feet, 20 feet. Don't give yourself anything other than enough runoff, because you don't want to, put it at the point where you're going to hit a curb or run off the parking lot. But just get a good feel of that progressive brake pressure. So 15 miles per hour, do a nice squeeze. Maybe do 20, maybe 25, and then just keep doing 20, 25 miles per hour. Don't look at the speedometer. Just get a feel for what 20 feels like, and then look forward, progressively
how the
squeeze.
weight of the bike
Mm-hmm.
moves.
Yep. As soon as it starts to transfer
I'll
to the front, you start to squeeze. Okay.
I'll
More. You
have a
squeeze
course
more.
in October. I will have a course with my mates, so I will be a bit worried, but still, it will be good for me.
Yes. Definitely be good.
The advanced
And
course.
yeah, advanced course will definitely help you out. All right.
Uh, my bronze stage, if I may.
Yeah.
I was having a Sunday rides to a town a bit far away. Good fun, just to explore a bit the country.
Uh huh.
And as usual, on the side, on that road was a very long snake of cars. And here in my country, usually, light the turn lights, it's no use. They stop and turn. They don't brake sooner to warn the guy behind so that the line can start braking and then do the lights. I started doing that now because it's better to avoid any casualty than arguing with the
Mm-hmm.
drivers. So I was on that snake I was on the middle. And before having a bike, I watched some stuff in Top Gear. That's when we on the racetrack, when we have a problem, either we go to the right or to the left. And my procedure was that I have I shit myself because it was very close to the other car and I went into the grass.
Oh
But
no.
the guy behind me, I stopped immediately in front in the others in the other very near to the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy behind me stopped on my front, on my back tire. Now imagine if I didn't swerve to the end of the lane, you would have crushed me.
Oh yeah.
This was on my. I didn't had 10 rides on my bike. I was very green still. I had the license in June. This was around August. Imagine.
Oh yeah, 2 months. Not very much time. Yeah, it's very easy to go into brown stage as a new rider. That's why I'm really focused on situational awareness for new riders, not just the fundamental skills. I believe you need to be well rounded, but yeah, it sucks that some brown stage events happen to you at the beginning, but you're still here to talk about it. We're learning from it, and I appreciate you sharing your story, Rokusho, PT,
Yep.
Shaman. But we got some more people. We got to grab them. I got to leave by 5 and get off duty.
Bye-bye.
I'll see you later, Rokusho. Thank you for stopping by. No 10 again. We're raining. Why him? What?
Why me?
Oh, he can hear me. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Dan. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely great. I'm having a good
Why
day.
you bully me?
Why do I bully you?
Yeah.
Because I can't.
I don't deserve it. You do
know
understand that I'm gonna throw him right under the bus. Speed's the one stealing your pens. He's giving them to me, and I've been chowing them down.
Well, he understands that you're skinny. You need to eat. You're growing, and as a rookie, that's usually what happens. So he's doing a service for you. It's fine.
Right. You always got something to say, huh?
Yep. You can't beat me. So what happened to you? What, a red stage, yellow, or brown stage? What happened?
Dude, honestly, I mean, kind of red. I mean, from my point of view, it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
But my family says otherwise. They're like, "Oh, you almost died." I'm like, "Y'all are crazy. Wasn't that bad." But I got kind of like a two-parter. I kind of want to paraphrase your what is it? Your points from the start before you started opening up the stage.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna literally direct this straight towards any of the new riders that are currently watching or listening. As a new rider, you're gonna be paranoid. It's just kind of a part of learning to ride a motorcycle. You're gonna be paranoid. It's natural. Just keep a safe falling distance. Position yourself for safety, and over time, you'll get less paranoid. Keep it in mind. Listen to Dan's voice on a regular basis. Stay in the yellow stage. Stay in the yellow stage until absolutely necessary. Where you need to be put in orange stage, going through an intersection, stuff like that. We got to pay extra attention. You're just cruising down the road. You don't need to be in orange stage because, like you said, you're just going to get exhausted and you're going to be paranoid all the time. So you're going to get more comfortable the more miles that you put in the saddle. It's just something that'll come over time. So just don't really worry about it too much. It's everyone does it. Okay. As you ride, you're going to get an eye for the uncommon stuff where, the normal things you're not really going to be too worried about because it happens all the time. It's almost like you gain like a sixth sense while riding. Like you'll look at a car and you can almost read like that car's body language. You can tell like, hey, that person might cut me off, or you're approaching an intersection. You're like, I'm going to be careful here because I feel like that car, that side of that vehicle is going to pull out in front of me. It's just something that you're going to get a feel for.
Damn. You should be a guest instructor on the podcast. Holy crap. That's exactly it. I have nothing else to say about that.
Yo, gang, dude.
Gang.
So I was going
to say that was your close call.
No. My close call. I have a link to it. I can put it in the, in the After the Ride Discord channel here. Oh, that's a picture of your leg. Hang on. Let me get the right link here.
Yeah, wrong one.
Okay. So I'm going to say this like in the order of identically to how it happened. Okay. I was just going down the road. I wasn't speeding. If I was going like 5 miles an hour over. I see someone in a U-turn lane. They looked at me. I was looking at their car. I could see through their windows. I saw their head look at me. Didn't make eye contact. Got a mirrored visor and all that. But they looked at me. So then I shifted attention to a silver or a white car that was on the other side of the road, on my side of the road, on the right side of the road. So I shifted my attention to them because I was like, this person saw me. Shouldn't be that much of an issue. That person didn't move. I kept going. U-turner decides, screw No 10, screw Justin. We're going to go anyways. So they pull out in front of me. I attempted to brake, but because my attention was shifted to the other car, there wasn't a lot of stopping distance there after they had encroached on my lane. So I attempted to brake, didn't have enough time. So then I swerved over, not an aggressive swerve, just a slight move over. I was already positioned in lane position 3, and there was a bicycle lane there and then a turn lane directly after. So I just moved slightly over, went through the bicycle lane, did what you shouldn't do and rev bombed. But, you know, hey, it happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm watching your
Non-issue.
video.
Kept going.
Good. Yeah, exactly. I'm watching your video, and you did a great job with that swerve. Make sure you send that in to Rainin, and then maybe we can play around with that. But yeah, it looks like you had your attention to a little bit to the right, and then you had a person just get right in front of you on the left, and you found that tiny little escape path. So I don't think that was a brown. I don't think that was a brown. I think that was a red stage. You did.
Yeah, I would say brown. If it was brown, hey, no ABS. That'd have been a bad time.
Oh yeah, definitely would have. So
Give the classic WTF hand, you know, not and just kept my day.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hey, No 10. It's great to have you here all the time. A nice regular, so everyone get used to his voice. It sounds like
Get used to my voice.
Yeah, exactly. Sounds like you should be a mentor with that first phrase. We'll look into that. All right.
I love you. Hey, grow a mouth, dude.
Grow a mouth.
Where's your mouth when you? Yeah, I see you.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
what are you talking about?
All right, man. I'll see you later. Scott, how you doing?
Yes,
another
All
regular.
Right. Yourself?
I'm doing great.
Yes, sir.
So what happened to you?
Cool.
Red or brown?
Okay,
or
well,
both?
see, here's the
brown.
thing.
That's gross.
When I hit, yeah. Well, you know, if you got roids, when I hit the put my hand up, you were talking about situational awareness. So now you got to hear both. It's your fault. You changed it. So, make sure, write that down. It's his fault. No, so with the situational awareness, I honed mine working over the years here, working security and corrections. You have to, if you're looking for a threat, it's the same way looking for a threat driving a car or riding a bike. You know, you have to be situationally aware, and then, you know, you can, if you look at someone's face where their eyes are moving and their body language in their car where they're driving, you can tell what they're going to do.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah, just like where their head is moving or their face is looking is where they're going to go.
Well, right. And then when I was used to work in armored trucks for a while, and driving an 8-ton truck down the road, you really got to be aware, because your whole truck is basically a blind spot.
Yeah, and you can't stop very quickly on that.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the same thing with the fire truck. We had to really look for stale green lights. We had to look for, you know, a long escape path, long total stopping distance, and then with a ambulance with a patient in the back, no jerky movements. You have to be smooth on the throttle, smooth on the braking, and that kind of helped me out when it came to a passenger riding, and then also regular motorcycle riding. Smooth as fast. Slow,
right.
Smooth,
you know, well, I was a medic for about EMT medic for about 5 years, so I know what you talked about the ambulance too.
Yeah.
So the red brown. Let's talk about that again. That's what new people here that have heard my story.
So what happened in your red brown stage?
Okay, so here I bought my first bike, and I was so excited. Oh, I got a Buell Firebolt. I did all the research, and I was just impressed with all the engineering that went into it. Went to the dealer, and I was going to get the 900, and he says, "No, we only got a used one in another store. You should get this brand new 1200. Has no miles, and that's what you should get for your first bike." Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I think that guy wanted the sale, but so everything good. Had my gear on, everything except moto jeans. I had regular jeans. I didn't even hear of moto jeans back then. I didn't even know they existed, because that was back in 2004. So I don't know if they even had them back then. So I rode out of the parking lot and started riding home. Came to an intersection. Went to turn the intersection, and I started to slide. I don't know, because that area of it's a small town, so there's a lot of gravel there because a lot of construction in that area too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming I hit the gravel. That's why I started to slide. And then so that was my red stage. I was like, okay, oh great, what do I do? What do I do? So I slammed on the brakes, and the bike didn't like that and threw me off.
No, of course not. Yeah, you're gonna either low side or high side on that one.
Yeah, I high sided head first into the semi-soft gravel shoulder.
Oh,
so,
man.
yeah, my knee took off the mirror, and that's why that's all scarred up. And yeah, fortunately, I was wearing the rest of my gear though, so I still have a face left and didn't pass out or anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say hopefully the gear protected you. You didn't have moto pants. I mean, that's gonna get tore up and the impact's gonna hurt. It's still gonna hurt everywhere else. It's just, hopefully the impact pads, the CE armor you have is gonna help out with that. But it sounds like did. It sounds like it absolutely did.
Oh, it did. And so now I got the moto jeans, and even riding now, I've had a couple of close calls, but to me they're minor because I just rolled off the throttle. Person decided to do a right turn, and rather than going right into her lane, she went across into the second lane. It was a 4-lane road. And she decided to turn in that lane right in front of me just after everybody started moving forward. Then she decided to go.
Holy crap.
But I saw it coming. I'm like, don't you go. Don't you go. Off the throttle.
Situational awareness got you. You're good.
Yep. The only other thing that, too, is I stalled my bike at a light, and I was actually turning left. So I started drifting left. And as I was trying to slow down and restart the bike, a car just got inside. Well, I'm not going to wait on this guy, and floored it in front of me.
Jeez.
So that scared me. But but fortunately, I was rolling really slow, so I was able to just pick it up and go after that.
Yeah. Slow acceleration, slow braking when you're going slow. You're pretty good because you still have all that weight. But yeah, the crash. I'm glad that you had some gear. I'm glad that it was just kind of like the leg situation, and it sounds like you learned from it. You're smiling about it. You're having a good time. We were talking about it, so it obviously is something that we could all learn from at this point. But I bet you when it happened, it's like, oh, this crap, this sucks.
What? Yeah. Well, what I should have done is just lay off, let the bike settle itself, and then get back on the throttle. Would have been fine, but no, I panicked and broke. So when you panic, don't hit the brakes. Don't do it.
Yep. Hey, man.
Yeah, just relax.
Hey, Scott,
we got somebody else on there yet.
Yeah, we got 3 more people. I don't want to kick you off, but I do have to stick to a timeline. Raina gets really mad when I don't
absolutely.
do that. So
I know, she's vicious.
Yeah, so I gotta do it. No, you've been on this podcast multiple times. I absolutely love it. So keep coming back, and I'll see you on the next one.
Okay,
all right, man. Hey, SMG, again, we got the regulars here. This is great.
Hello, can you hear me again?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Awesome. So I've got a couple of stories from one in my early year of riding, and one that was a little bit recent. So both of them were red stages, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first story is what was going on? Let me try and remember. I think it was a yellow stage to immediate brown.
Oh no! Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, so this was I think I was about 2 months into riding, and I was always, back then, I was extremely paranoid and following, always making sure I was doing exactly 50 k's an hour, or like exactly the speed limit wherever I was. So every now and then, I was looking down at my, speedometer. Am I doing 50? Am I doing exactly 100? So I was always taking my eyes off the road.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if taking your eyes off your road counts as a white stage, but it was a quick look down, look up sort of thing.
You were zoned in, just in the wrong thing at the moment. It wasn't a bad one. It's not like you're looking at your phone and checking for a text message. So I think you're still good there. You're still yellow.
Yeah. All right then. So yeah, there's this one time where I decided to go for a ride after work because I was feeling pretty good, and I was driving up a 50k road, following a couple of cars, and I looked down at my speedometer for like not even a second, half a second. Am I doing 50 k's an hour? I look down, and then I look up, and the SUV in front of me is stopped. Now keep in mind, this is a 50k zone, and I was about probably less than 20 feet behind him. So this is where the immediate brown stage happened. Because I wasn't used to progressive braking at the time, I just immediately grabbed the front brake. ABS had no time to kick in, front wheel screeching. And because this SUV had a tow bar, a tow hitch, I turned my front wheel just to try and avoid it. And that's when all the weight of the bike just shifted to the right and I fell over. And this was the one time I decided, I'm just going to go out for a simple ride and not wear my safety gear.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
All these factors are coming together now.
Yeah. So the one time where my ego sort of kicked me in the butt.
Yep.
And so yeah, I got a grazed elbow, grazed everything on the right hand side, about stage 1 road rash, I guess.
Yeah.
And a smashed headlight, unfortunately.
That's not too bad. That's not too bad. I mean, well, with all things considered, I don't want to downplay a terrible situation, but the fact that you weren't massively hurt without gear, I call that a win. I always try to find the positive on it. And now that I think about it, it's not that positive to crash, but it's like,
yeah,
I'm glad that you're able to still talk and you're able, well, not in that way, but you're here on the podcast. You're here in the Discord. That to me is the win. So if we learn from these things, we just constantly get better and better. And now you're helping everybody else out with that story. So like, what's a huge takeaway from that? Because you went from yellow to brown. Like, what do you think could have just been changed a little bit? That maybe it could have been a little bit better. What do you think?
I suppose just be a little less paranoid, because back then I was extremely cautious, and because I was a new rider, I was sort of looking out for like everything, how far away is the guy behind me? Am I doing exactly the speed limit? How far behind the car ahead of me am I? So I was a nervous wreck, I guess, if you could call it, but I mean, not really. I was overcautious, I guess.
Yeah, and that's fine. Just like Note 10 said, is that it's gonna happen. It's definitely gonna happen. So just be aware of that. For all those other new riders, just be aware that you're gonna be paranoid. But once again, let's be paranoid for the right things. Let's search for the right things. So use it to your advantage, and then you'll be good. But
yeah. So
yeah, go ahead. This is your story.
Sorry,
I just keep jumping in.
Yeah. So after that, I eventually got more used to riding, and I pretty much drive around everywhere, pretty much in yellow and in yellow mode, and occasionally orange if I feel myself, zone out too much. Because there are times where I'll just be riding home from work, if there's no traffic, I'll just sort of sit back, relax, just keep my hand on the throttle, other hand on my side. So I'll only be riding with one hand on the handlebars, just sort of relaxing. And sometimes I'll go into white stage, and when I notice it, I immediately, orange zone, what am I doing? So I suppose I've just been more relaxed over the last year of riding. And this sort of leads up to my one red stage that happened on my new bike, my FZ6R. So it had just been raining one morning on my way to work, and what is it? There's this road that sort of filters, a 2-lane road that filters into a single lane, and people always, slow down incredibly. But there was this one SUV that I noticed. He sort of pulled out in front of me at a couple of intersections back from where this red stage thing happened. And when I saw him do this immediate turn, I knew that he's that kind of driver who's a little bit spastic. And when we came up to the 2-into-1 merge, I don't know if I was a little bit too close or if I didn't do enough braking, but all I know is that the road was wet. He braked suddenly, and I didn't want to slam my brakes on in fear of, dumping the new bike. But that ended up happening anyway because I had to come to a stop and then turn my handlebars to avoid the guy hitting the guy in front of me, and that's when all the weight shifted to the left, and I unfortunately dropped the bike.
Yeah.
So that was that one red stage that I just suppose could really not be helped. Like, it was wet, and the guy in front of me just stopped suddenly, which was annoying.
Yeah, so those two factors, it's wet, the guy stopping in front of you, you need to handle your bike in a certain way in that situation, making sure you have a good, plan, position for safety and everything. It's just all tough. And every story that we've heard today so far, it's just like there's this factor, this factor, this factor, this factor, and then it involves a crash. And situational awareness can only help you so much. It's going to let you know that there's a hazard in front, but it's raining. So that now the fundamental skill has to come in to where you're smooth on the throttle, smooth on the brakes. And, we talked about gear, making sure you have gear. Scott said his knee was messed up, or he got some road rash and everything, and he tore his pants up because he didn't have the motorcycle pants, but he had everything else. So a smart rider is a well-rounded rider, and it just sometimes it sucks, sometimes it happens that there's a crash. There's not much you can do other than see if you can learn from it. Hopefully it's not a bad one. But there's a lot of crashes that we definitely can prevent. And honestly, most of them are alcohol related. So the fact that the DDFM crew isn't doing that, because we actually, help each other out, we keep each other accountable and everything. We're doing a lot better. We're the above average riders, because there's quite a bit of people below average. So let's try to make it more towards the top.
Yeah.
So let's move that needle, move that goalpost, and I think that's what you're doing right now. The fact that you're thinking about it and sharing your story, I really do appreciate you doing that. Do you have any other red brown stages before you take off?
No, I don't really have anything else. I'm pretty laid back. I just want to follow up on little thing you said. Definitely do not ride a motorcycle intoxicated. I want to heavily press that because it's not fun.
No, yeah, definitely not. I appreciate. Are you?
May or may not be from experience, but
I didn't want to jump into that. I was like, thank you. I don't. That's fine. And experiences are good as long as we can learn from them, whether they start off bad or not. So thank you for sharing that. I really do appreciate that. But we're gonna get somebody else on the stage.
All right.
And I'll see you on the next one, SMG 516.
Yeah, you too. Will do.
All right. So it looks like we maybe have one more. Let me see. Let me click this button. There we go. We got a few people. Looks like MB Shaw's on his way. Here's the invite has been sent. Yeah, lots of almost the same stuff where there's been, a crash because of multiple factors. It's nighttime, tired. So situational awareness can suffer a little bit. Just remember that we are very easy to kill. So if you always keep that in your mind, it's pretty morbid, that you'll try to be situationally aware. You'll be more zoned in. Okay. So MB Shaw, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me good?
Oh, I can hear you plenty good.
Okay, good. All right. So I just want to share my white to brown stage real quick. I'll try to be a little quick because I think we have one more guy that wants to talk.
Yeah.
But pretty much, sorry. So one day I was out riding with two of my good friends, and we rode into a downtown area, and it was kind of it had a steep slopey main street, and there was a lot of traffic, and one of my friends mentioned he wanted to stop so he could use a restroom, and I wasn't very familiar with the area, so he wanted to take lead so we could find a place to park, and he doesn't have blinkers on the back of his bike, so he said something. He was like, watch out for my hand signals, and I was like, all right, okay, but I mean, little did I know that was actually going to be like my downfall. So we proceeded down the main road for like you know, 200 yards, and then we made a left turn onto a less populated road. But right when we made that left turn, there was a parking lot that was kind of cut out from like a wooded area, and it was a gravel road, and I didn't see it immediately when we turned, but I did see people coming from the parking lot, so I was paying, and it looked like people were trying to cross from the left side of the road to the right side where the parking lot was. And so I looked just for a moment to my left at a group of people who they almost stepped into the street, but they saw us turn, and we all were on riding Harleys. We kind of went under an overpass, you know, it got kind of loud. So they saw us and they stopped, and I looked at them, and I think right when I looked at them, my buddy threw his hand down, and when I looked back, you know, he had already done the hand signal and he was braking and initiating the turn, and I wasn't ready for it. And I immediately just hit the back brake, locked it up. I started low siding to, I'm sorry if I'm speaking a little loud.
Oh, you're good.
But anyways, so I low sided to, I started dumping the bike, I guess, to the right in a low side, and then let the brake off, and I high sided. And yeah, we were probably doing like 8 to 14 miles an hour, like something like that. Pretty slow speeds, I guess. I landed. So the way it happened, my body was, so the high side happened so quickly, and my body was still almost still in the low side position when the bike high sided, and I kind of flew over the bike as it high sided a little bit, like very low, and just landed on my butt. And I didn't slide. The bike didn't slide. It just slapped the tank. And after I got the bike back up, thank God my buddies were there and everything to kind of get me in the right state of mind, because we were about like a half hour away from where I live. So I had to ride back. Luckily the bike wasn't leaking. It ran, you know, just as good as it did before I wrecked. But anyways, thanks to your videos, you know, I've been watching you. I've been riding for about a year, a little over a year now, and I've actually got into your videos, I think, before, because I signed up for my MSF right before the pandemic, so it got delayed like 3 months.
Oh yeah, I
Within
heard
those
about
3
a lot of
months,
people.
I learned about you. I started watching your videos, and you know, at the end of the day, that day, when you know, my mind was a little calmer and I was just ready to think about what happened, I was able to use your like teachings to kind of analyze what happened and what I did wrong, and you know what is real, what, like, I kind of, you know, I was able to see what I could learn from that situation I was in. And you know, they always say hindsight's 2020, and I think I definitely should have, I think I had plenty of time, and we were at low enough speeds I could have swerved to the left to avoid my buddy turning into the parking lot instead of just panicking and stomping on the brakes. But you know, I just wanted to share that real quick, because I know SMG said he doesn't know if looking you know, away from the road counts as white staging. I mean, I think I was white staging by looking off at the people. I think I was target fixated on a group of people who I thought may have been crossing the street.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But
no, yeah, that does make sense. And
yeah,
your story is pretty common, and that's kind of a, it's like, I don't like it when they're like this common, and a lot of it has to do with, you know, riding with a buddy, and they're like, hey, you know, just hand signals. I remember when I first started riding with my buddy Matt, we didn't have Bluetooth systems. He stopped riding, and I finally got a Bluetooth system, so we never really got to ride with one. And I've been riding locally with Rainin and Nathan, the local DDFM crew here in Tucson, and having a Bluetooth system has been so beneficial. I know that we have Cardos here, but if you could just get anything that's a communication system outside of the hands, because now you have to like look for hands. You have to use the one resource you absolutely need for the road. You're looking for your buddy's hand. You know, that's a
yeah,
tough thing.
and we all got our licenses, you know, around the same time. So I've rode with him before, and I noticed that like if he was hand signaling into a merge, I guess, he would head check real quick and then hand signal really quick and then initiate the merge, which I guess, yeah, he doesn't want his hand off the handlebars too long, but it was almost like I had to check for his head check and not even the hand signal. I think we stopped and I said, dude, if you're gonna merge, I'll just look for your head check and you don't even have to, because it was kind of annoyed me that, and I don't blame him at all for not having blink, for like me crashing and that being him not having turn signals. I don't think that's the reason I crashed, but
Mhm.
I just you're kind of right. Um, when it comes to just like relying on the, you only have two hands when riding
Yeah.
a motorcycle. You don't want to, or like you only have two hands. You don't want to cut it in half for a second when you could really need it, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it was kind of a, you were looking for it, you were searching for it, so it was just a failure. That's all it was. And not all and failures aren't a bad thing. It's just a matter of, like I keep telling everybody here, is to learn from it. And it sounds like you've learned quite a bit from it. And you know what to do, what not to do. It's like, hey, we crashed because I'm looking for hand signals, and you're just doing a head check, and it's like, okay, we're all confused. So having a plan in action is very important. Pre-ride meeting is very important. I understand you guys are brand new at it, so not
Oh
everybody
yeah.
has that information. So I'm glad that you're here to share that story and then learn, because you said you've been watching for quite a long time. So keep sharing, keep sharing the videos, keep sharing the Discord, bring some people in, help some people out that might not know what you know now, and you'll
Yeah, man.
actually
I tried to
become
get one of
better.
my buddies in here to listen in, but he's just flaking out. But I just want to say, like, I really appreciate all your content. It's just amazing that you created this community. It just blows my mind, really. And when you are talking about that in real life community, like I can't wait for something like that to happen. And I also appreciate everyone else who like comes on here and shares their stories. It's just awesome to hear your guys and experiences and just learn from them and stuff like that.
Well, let's see if we can get you a local community or a local crew to get
Yeah, I'm out
going.
here. I'm in Maryland. I'm
There you go.
from
See, there it
Maryland, so
is. So let's
I
get
got I
let's get
got you,
him a
buddy.
local crew over there in Maryland. And if not, let's go ahead and help you create your own. And it could just be two people, you and a friend, but you
That
guys
would be
are
awesome. I got at least four buddies that would be all for that.
hell
So
yeah. All right, man.
yeah,
We'll work on that so that you can get the materials and the training and everything you can. It's gonna take a while, but the longer you stay, the more you're gonna learn how to do it. Okay.
of course. Thanks a lot, Dan.
All right. See you later, MB Shaw. Appreciate it. Deadpool, what's up?
What's going on?
How you doing?
Well, I'm doing pretty good.
So, did you have a red stage or a brown stage maneuver?
So, mine was more of a white stage turned into, I guess it would be almost a mixture of both.
Okay. A reddish brown. That's
Yeah, so ironically enough, what led up to it was I was riding to meet up with some of my buddies. And I'm at the front of the line waiting to turn left at a red light. And it's late at night, about 10:30, 11 p.m. at night. Light turns green, and what I didn't see was a state patrol cruiser coming into the intersection to clear the intersection. Well, he didn't have its lights on or his siren on, which was understandable due to the circumstance of what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to catch up to a pursuit and try and cut off the pursuit.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
go into the intersection not seeing him, and then I look up, just doing my quick left, right, left,
Yeah.
check if nobody's coming through the intersection, and here's a fully marked Dodge Charger State Patrol cruiser
Hauling
in the
ass.
intersection trying
Yeah.
to get past me. And I don't know if I was in the wrong or if he was in the wrong or we were both in the wrong, but that was kind of like oh shit,
Mm-hmm.
either I'm gonna get hit or I'm gonna go down.
Yeah, because you're gonna try to slam those brakes to stop. It came out of nowhere. So just so I can get it correct, you're going through an intersection. It just turned green for you, right?
Right.
And then you're doing your left and right checks, and all of a sudden a state patrol, well, it could be anybody, right? Just went through the red to continue going across your path of travel.
Right.
Wow, that's ooh. When you go fast, it's very hard to hear the siren, especially an electric siren, not an air horn type thing. So if he's going like 60-ish, 55, 60, that siren is like barely in front of him. Um, at that point, we were told when we get on the interstate, we just turn off the lights and sirens because nobody's gonna even hear it until you're right up on him. So yeah, I could definitely tell he was hauling ass if you didn't even hear him. I mean, seeing him is even harder just because of all the different things you weren't anticipating it. But so you stopped, right? So you're able to stop, or what happened?
So what happened is we kind of played chicken a little bit in the intersection,
Uh,
but that was fun.
yeah.
But he did eventually get a chance to maneuver around me, and I was safely out of the intersection at that point. But like I said earlier, he came into the intersection without his lights or sirens on.
Okay.
So I never saw him. And given traffic was light at the time, he was able to do that kind of thing. But as a first responder yourself, and as a motorcycle yourself, what would you have done differently on both sides?
Was his a red light?
Yes.
Okay. So as a red light, it doesn't matter if you're a cop or an EMT or first responder, at least in Arizona. If it's red, you have to stop. If you have lights and sirens, you still have to stop. So at that point, you're basically asking for permission to go through that light. So right away, if it's the same kind of laws where you're at as Arizona, then he should have basically waited for you. That's probably why he was doing the little chicken with you. As a motorcyclist, I would have just let him go. I've purposely waved to him just because we're not in a cage. It's very easy to see our hand movements. Just wave them on. Obviously put it like in like neutral if you're gonna use your left hand. But if you need to use your right hand to do it, pull in the clutch, wave him on, and then he can go ahead and go out and do his thing. And then you have that green light. You can just go ahead and go. But after he leaves, after you move him on, take a look and see if there's not another patrol car, that's also behind him. So that's what I would be doing. When it comes to who is right and who's wrong, it's just one of those situations where you're never really gonna know, like, unless you want to do like an investigation of some sort. But yeah, he has to stop at red lights.
Right. And I do have to give one thing to him, which is he did slow down to clear the intersection, but I don't feel like he was looking at everything.
Mm, yeah, yeah, that's
And
true.
and
His focus could have been on something else.
as a new rider at the time, that kind of scared me because it was like, okay, there's just a cop car in my face now.
Yeah, that's rough. I mean, thankfully you didn't panic and you didn't drop the bike. That's good.
And that was kind of one of the things is I tried to keep myself a level head given that I was still a little bit drowsy from just waking up and I wasn't fully aware of my surroundings. But even then, it could have gone a lot worse.
Oh yeah, it definitely could have. Hey man, it's after 5. I got it. Yeah, Rainan's saying 5:03, time to go pee. That's a weird thing. But hey, I appreciate you sharing that story. I think it was like a red stage. I think you were good. I don't think it was a reddish brown or anything like that. Nothing bad really happened, but it was a weird situation overall. Uh, but hey, I'll see you in the Discord. Thank you for showing up here again, Deadpool. I appreciate it.
For sure.
All right, man. I'm gonna go ahead. There it is. Perfect. Hey, everybody. The stories that everyone's sharing, it just a lot of it sounds like a lot of the same factors. You're gonna have, a new rider within a couple months, trying to focus on situational awareness, trying to focus on your skills, and trying to maneuver the bike. And you're bouncing between the two. You can only really do one at a time. It's like, okay, I'm searching for something. Okay, I'm gonna not search for something. I'm gonna look for my hands. I'm gonna look for what I can do, and then you go back to searching. It's just a constant back and forth. That's gonna happen. Just like No 10 and everybody's been saying is that you're gonna be doing that anyways at the beginning. So just be aware of that you're gonna do it in the beginning. So if you're aware that you're gonna be going back and forth between hands and what you're supposed to be searching for, what other factors can we remove from our ride? And that's gonna be speeding. Let's not speed. Let's pick a time of day that we can ride with the least amount of vehicles if you have the opportunity to do so. Let's go ahead and ride in a neighborhood that you live in, or somehow get to a side road or get to a neighborhood that's being built so there's no actual people there, and practice your situational awareness while riding with the minimal factors. If it's raining out and you're a brand new rider, and if you can afford not to ride in that rain, you could drive or stay home, then do that. Stay home or drive, because now that you have that extra factor, and it's not just, hey, the rain is going to cause the road to be slick. You got to think about, you're probably going to get cold. So we got a hypothermic type situation where you're going to be slow and sluggish with your movements, and you're going to have cognitive decline when it comes to that also. But then also visibility problems. You're going to have water on the lenses, on your face shield and everything. And so is everyone else, right? Everyone else is going to have water on their windshield and on the side mirrors and everything else. So every factor is just going to come together, and you're going to have a close call or a crash. So if we're in that moment, aware of where we are in that stage, we're still learning, we're still trying to figure things out. Let's go ahead and minimize as many factors as absolutely possible. It's just like going to the gym, brand new person, never been working out, or it's taken you forever to work out, or I'm sorry, you're taking a long break and then you're starting to work out again. It's the same thing. You don't jump straight to 100-pound dumbbells for shoulder press. You don't jump straight to the deadlift at 405 when you've never even done 405. You remove as many different factors from hurting yourself. You realize you're a brand new person, or a brand new lifter. You recognize you've had a break, whatever it is. So start off slowly until you build it back up. So just like with riding a motorcycle, build it up slowly, and before you know it, it's going to happen quick. You're going to learn quick. A lot of you guys have been here for a very long time. Going to learn it quick. It doesn't take long to get to the point where you can ride on the street, being situationally aware, understanding the color codes. So really understanding that you're in yellow, know when to go into orange. Hopefully you never have to do red and brown. But if you have to, you've been practicing, you can go into red stage. That's going to happen quickly. Don't rush it. You've got plenty of time the rest of your life to ride. Last thing you want to do is to rush it, crash within 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, whatever it is, destroy your bike, possibly have a long-lasting injury that is going to be with you the rest of your life, and then you can't even ride anymore. Or you take 6 months off when you could have been riding for 6 months practicing. No rush. Absolutely no rush. There's plenty of things to do that is fun. Just going from point A to point B as safe as possible. Please understand that I have a ton of fun riding, just doing the street commute. Okay. With that said, though, I'm going to be hanging out in the Discord. I see the After the Ride Situational Awareness podcast, all that long word stuff in the thread. I'm going to hang out in there until we archive it. But I want to say thank you, everybody. We had a great show. We had a great class, whatever you want to call it. I like calling it a class, but I've been here in the show. Great class. We did some good situational awareness in the classroom, and then we went and had a guest speaker talking about first aid training and everything. Remember, we do have the rescue kits on the store right now. We still have well over 100, and we're getting 500 new kinds in. But these ones, they're freaking amazing. I love them. The new ones are it's gonna be a bigger package. More on that later. You guys will be excited. You guys have seen some updates on the Discord from the chief sharing the rescue booklet and whatnot. But remember, that's on the store. Smart Rider Basic Training e-course is on the, or not e-course, ebooks on the store. We got the e-course coming up soon. We got a lot of stuff planned, and you guys are a part of it. So I want to say thank you so much for being a part of this. Thursday is the last day I do a live stream. I will be here tomorrow hanging out in the Discord and doing some fun things. I'm kind of off duty, not really. We'll probably watch some Dr. Disrespect. With that said, I will be seeing you guys in the thread. Woo! Let's go ahead and turn that music up. Where's the music? Did somebody turn off the music? Who turned off the music? I swear. Whoa. It's a little much. What kind of music is this, everybody?